Okay. So we're basically just waiting for the game to start. I think we still got like 5 minutes here, but I can at least talk about the lineups a little bit. Probably advertise too. At least at the very least I can get stuff out on time. Anyway, let's go look at the rosters. That's matchups, I don't care about that. Not right now anyways. So yeah, if we go to Division 3, so second to lowest division in terms of MMR. And That's So Maven has an MMR average of about 45 or 4,000, sorry. 4,058. Position 5. It kind of just goes position 1 to position 5 in terms of MMR too, but also the sheet might not be accurate when it comes to saying people's positions. It's E-Rock, Maven, Hungry Phoenix, Lapsed, Pacifist, and Pingu. Pingu being 3,800, which if I remember correctly when I played with him wasn't that high. That's, oh my god, Pingu's been spamming a shit ton of Ogre. Pingu has, oh my goodness. This month alone, Pingu has 20 Ogre Magi matches. The last one being 2 days ago. So that, I don't know if you have to ban it out. I don't think you ban out Ogre Magi if you're going to ban out a support. I think it's still Snapfire, which it doesn't look like he's been practicing too much lately, but still has 117 games on Snapfire. So could be a really good Snapfire game to get rid of if you're BBQ. Last Pacifist at the 4. I feel like I could totally I should do that. Nah. Ah! I just dropped my water on my pants. Lapse Pacifist has been very mixed as of late. I think if we do see an ET picked, I would be excited, but he hasn't really played too much of it. Doesn't look like he plays too much outside of the Masters leagues. Hold on. Okay. There you go.
Hello.
I'm already streaming, by the way, so don't say any offensive things.
Oh, no gamer words?
Not that I was expecting. Oh, yes. That is exactly what we need to avoid.
Oh.
Anyway.
I'll keep that in mind.
I'm just looking through lineups that I haven't seen in years. Or at least these lineups I haven't seen these players in a long time because I've been casting too much League of Lads and not enough RD2L. Hungry Phoenix has been playing like all day. Holy crap.
Let me see.
Lifestealer spamming, but Lifestealer's fun. Yeah, that's just this patch in a nutshell. Not really too much. Except he's their 3, isn't he?
Yes, he's their 3.
That's kind of he plays ones in pubs, it looks like, but he's playing offlane for them. I guess I could look at like win rate in the past couple months, or let me just go look at his esports profile, see what he plays.
I'm taking a peek at the one series that That's So Maven played. Looks like
Against Gaff.
Yeah, so they won the game where they picked Spin, Doom, Witch Doctor, Tusk, and Beastmaster. I don't know. And then they lost an AM game.
So yeah, when you get that many, it's probably Doom mid, Sven core, Beastmaster offlane, and then Tusk is really nice in there too. against, especially against Void. I think Tusk can be kind of underrated. Pretty annoying here to deal with. It's not in terms of like IO where you need to catch him. Game 2, I'm a little surprised they lost to Bane Tidehunter. Feels like two really weird picks there coming up from Cap's team.
But then they picked AM Invoker.
Yeah, it's
which
pretty
is
greedy.
really awkward.
Well, especially with the
together.
Viper too. It's a pretty greedy lineup.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
And that's literally the only series they played. I think this is their second series of the first week of matchups.
Okay.
Wait, I'm in this division. What?
You're
Hold
in this.
on.
You're in Division 3.
Yeah, no, there's so many teams. I don't even see our team down here. I literally had no idea what division we were in. And we're one of the higher average MMR teams. I don't know why. Wait, what is the cap for? Let me look at Division 2. Oh, yeah, we're way behind. Okay. It's actually a decent amount of teams in Premier Division too. That's nice.
I like to see this league actually having a lot of participation. It looks like.
There's actually a couple of big teams too. Seattle Supersonics, who is Doze, I believe, was their old name. I don't know if they just wait. Are like professional teams sponsoring this? Because there's another one called Portland Burnsiders. Like, is that an MLS team? I feel like some of these are legit lineups, or at least try outside of RD2L.
Not sure. I obviously know Pangolier is technically legit, even though Lukey can only play Pangolier. That's a joke. That's a joke.
Sure.
Let me see.
I don't even think we have Premier matchups yet.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen any of the games.
It was like delayed slightly.
Just looking through some of the people.
Well, we can never start on time, ever. One of these days we will. That should be an awesome division to watch though once it's actually started. Oh, this is so convenient. Both these teams are right next to each other. Anyway, other lineup, which I haven't really looked at. I guess I forgot to go over Maven and E-Rock, but Maven being 4K, E-Rock being the highest player on the team by far, actually, by about 500 MMR. That's not really like that big of a difference.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like an extra 500 MMR, so maybe I'm a little biased. But...
Yeah, to me, like the skill difference in 500 MMR is like super minuscule. I think it's like a lot of little things that you do, I guess.
Though he is, highest MMR, they probably want to try to focus on getting him as much as they can. Actually, if you look at it, Pizza Jr. is even higher MMR than his teammates. He's a full 1K above Ember.
Actually, yeah.
That's super huge, actually.
And he's just like, okay, I'm going to be 5K, but the rest of our team needs to be like 3.7 so that we can get underneath the average. Which I don't think we've actually played. No, we might have played them already. Can't remember if I played Pizza Jr. or not. It looks like he doesn't play too much outside of... Oh no, they literally just played their other series, I think, is what happened.
Yes, they just played, like, earlier today, I think. I cannot see it under the barbecuers tag. Maybe that's the wrong one. No, this should be the right one.
They used a different team name. I just looked at Pizza Jr.'s like player profile. They used a different team name for some reason.
Okay.
This might have been regular RD2L. No, this is MD2L. Okay. I should know this too, but
MD2L, what's that?
Midwest Dota 2 League.
Midwest Dota 2 League. Okay, I'm not familiar with that one.
Okay. Oh yeah, they kind of crushed them this day. That's a lot of Dota in one day for a person, though. Let's look and see here. Sign up MMR. Ember, Judge, Clepo, and Poops at Aces. Poops at Aces 5, Cleo 4, Judge 3, Ember 2, and Pizza Junior 1. So like both teams have their highest MMR at pause 1.
Well, we
again,
should
not
see...
too surprising, but
honestly, I think that means that, you know, the high skill carries, the morphlings, the
sure.
spins, the stuff like that.
I don't know. I've always been a fan of putting like the highest player mid, honestly, because it seems like that if you can win mid, you kind of just, you know, that's 1 out of 3 right there. And if you can guarantee that every day, every single game by just having a skilled player.
I actually agree with you. One thing that kind of gets on my nerves is that, you know, I'm a 5 player. I'm not very good, and so whenever I'm paired with an incredibly high skill player, it's like, dude, why aren't you here? And it's like he's 2K above me. I can't think fast enough in order to adjust to what he's doing. So it's like, you know, and so he's expecting me to do things, and it kind of messes me up. And so because I'm messing him up, the game just ends up getting lost, and it's not his fault, it's my fault, but I can't enable him properly because he's so far ahead of me. Oh, game.
Yes. Are we supposed to post somewhere?
Yeah, I'm
Hold on,
posting
match
my
notifications, right?
yeah, I'm posting mine and match notifications real quick.
I should probably put
You
the
go ahead.
title.
We can put 2, I think.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, since you're gonna be leaving after game 1, right? Oops, I just bumped my mic.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
Match notifications.
So, Maven.
5 seconds remaining.
Oh god, I forgot to hit space.
Dire team, Radiant team banned.
BBQ.
All right. I will. While you're doing that, I'll take a peek at these bans that are going on right now. Just some typical ones, you know. If you've got some low MMR people on the opposing team, you always want to get rid of that Lich. He's just a press R and do nothing hero. Very easy for low players like me to get in on that.
Dire team banned.
Sven is banned as well.
I'll be camping roles. Again, not too surprising. The other thing I did mention before is Pingy's been spamming a lot of Ogre, but obviously they're not going to ban that. They're going to get rid of his Lich instead. Probably just something they find more annoying, especially when you're trying to get your one player a head start if you're losing. Wait, I'm thinking of Enigma, not Lich. That's like 10 years ago.
Yeah. The grandma gets taken out too. That's a good removal.
Yeah,
honestly,
I think that's
she's super strong to me. Very flexible. Lots of nuke damage. I like it. I like the hero, which is why it's a good ban. Heading into the first pick. Hold up. I did not take a peek at what their pick order was for Maven.
5 seconds remaining.
Looks like they were... Okay. They like to pick their supports first, it looks like. And they will do that again this time, Undying. I like Undying. Good team fighter. I guess
you do pick a Mars into that, which is a little curious, but it's not like the biggest of deals right now.
Nah, it's not. These two heroes kind of interact in that, you know, Mars is a strength hero, Undying saps strength, so if they end up laning together, it might be a little bit dicey for Mars.
Dire team pick.
Okay. Dual melee supports. I'm not a personal fan of that, but what do you think about it?
Not great. I mean, if you have enough lockdown, it's fine. But you picked on Undying with this as well, so you don't have any kind of long distance CC. Your chase is going to be up to the Tusk, basically, which at least you have some supports that can initiate for you. Tusk is one of them. Undying's not great at it, But you can also get an initiator with an offlaner or a mid laner later. I
Right.
think it's just kind of, you need to have some sort of support that makes fights happen, whether that's Disruptor, whether that's Undying and Tusk are actually really good fighting supports. I think that's just
Right.
what's in the meta right now.
Hmm. I kind of agree with you. Undying is super hard on the meta. That Tombstone controls fights a lot. His ult is sneaky good.
It's
And
just a
I think,
very, it's a
and to
very
heal.
like strength heavy patch as well, which I think kind of boosts Undying.
Yeah, I agree with you. Actually, so Mars Phoenix is probably their offlane. 2 strength heroes he gets to go up against, so weakening their right click damage makes them feel bad, I'm sure.
Especially Phoenix too, because all of your spells are health based, and the less health
Yeah.
you have, the less mana you have, essentially.
Ban the Drow, I would totally do that if I picked 2 melee supports,
10
because I
seconds
can guarantee you those 2 melee supports would be absolutely eliminated if a
5
Drow gets on
seconds
them in a
remaining.
game, in a
Yeah.
team fight.
The big thing too is they don't have any supports that hit egg right now. Snapfire banned out in the first phase, of course, so it felt comfortable for BBQ to go for Phoenix.
Yeah, and of course the egg arena combo is pretty nice. You can protect the egg from ranged
10
attacks
seconds
using the
remaining.
arena. I like this offlane. It's just a little bit scary to
5
run it up
seconds
against
remaining.
Undying is my
Yep.
only concern.
Void would have been really nice for that Maven to get, so I really like that ban. Just something to get out of the arena, as well as get on top of the egg, pop a Mask of Madness, do what you will, to get rid of that. Other big cores that I think could be incredibly annoying. Night Stalker is a potential offlaner for that Maven, I think. Phoenix does make it daytime when he ults, but I mean, that's such a slight. Actually, that is pretty big now that I think about it, because Night
Because
Stalker
then he loses attack speed. Yeah. Huh.
I don't know if it pierces the Night Stalker ult nighttime, though. I don't think it does. It's like if you use it while Night Stalker doesn't have ult, it's good. Otherwise, it doesn't really do that part of the ability. Because I don't think there's a possible way to make it daytime during Night Stalker ult.
No, I think that I think it changes during Supernova. I don't know. We'll have to see.
It hasn't. Yeah, I mean, it depends on if they pick it too. We might just be going down a rabbit hole for no reason. But it's a interaction that I haven't seen, I guess. So, it would kind of depend on which gets used first, I would assume. Because, yeah, like, either way, it's a big deal. Mars just hates it because Night Stalker flies outside of the Mars arena. I think AM's not bad this game for that Maven either. It's a little squishy, but still at least some defensive capabilities there, as well as something that can get on top of an egg. I think you need at least 1 core with the Blank Dagger into Phoenix.
Right. So, you know, I always think of an egg hitter as somebody who can plink from range, actually. You know, a Medusa or a Sniper or a Drow Ranger or something like that. But I think that those are very out of the meta, and they don't really work nowadays.
Yeah,
You know?
the Drow Ranger could. Sniper's completely out of the meta. Medusa you see every now and then. It's just, yeah, if you aren't going to have the range cores to get on top of egg, it's really just about, if you have melee, you can't just walk up to it, especially against a Mars.
I think the Lifestealer is the pick for that Maven, right? You know, they've got to have an egg hitter.
Yeah, I think it works.
Lots of slow.
Decent. It's good into Jakiro as well.
Yeah, the only concern is it's just very melee heavy, so it's a little scary, but I think you kind of need that magic resist, that guaranteed egg pop.
Like, Luna's the only ranged core I can think of. I mean, you did call that. Luna's the only range core I can think of that, like, if you are afraid of picking melee or, like, too much melee, you can get away with picking Luna. Or, like, Drow Ranger, I guess.
What about... I guess it's
Troll
too late
Warlord,
since I did pick the carry. Yeah, Troll. Gyro kind of works, but he doesn't really have that great attack speed.
Not as good as he used to be, for sure.
Yeah, he's not great for that sort of thing. Honestly, so I mean, Gyro is the fighting carry. You'd think he'd be all over this meta, but just he's been so undertuned. It's really hard to play him nowadays. You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's basically like it feels like the wrong hero got nerfed because Gyro was so good with Io, and then they got rid
Yes.
of that Io talent, and then it's just like, well, Io's still gonna be fine, but Gyro's now fallen out of.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that people kind of overestimated how strong the gyro half of that combo was. All they needed to do was take away that talent and maybe just
Yeah.
tweak a little bit flat cannon rather than nerf it into the ground,
And when
which
you
they
now
did.
it's just like, Gyro was the farming hero in that dual pick. Now people just pick Sven Io instead, or one of the more like modern cores.
Ah, new hero.
New
Void
as
Spirit
of
is
2
always
years ago
yeah. I
or a year ago. I
I think
can't
it was one
remember.
year
It's
ago.
been a while. I feel like I
I
was a year
think
ago.
yeah. I like Void Spirit. He's a lot of fun to watch.
10
High
seconds
mobility
remaining.
heroes are always fun to watch, honestly.
Yeah,
Um,
it's also a block pick too. I think that's what Maven would have been appreciated if they could have picked this hero up. Because Void Spirit basically feels like a ranged hero. Hardly ever are you going to sit there and right click somebody. It's mostly just like these big AoE abilities.
and then you dart in and out. It
Yeah.
feels like if Weaver were good, he would be Void Spirit.
Yes.
But yeah, I
yeah.
like it.
That's what Maven could maybe go for Weaver, but I mean, like you said, the hero's not great, especially into this lineup too. I think you just get killed by Mars.
Yeah, I don't think Weaver's a great hero. He gets blown up so fast. Honestly, Void Spirit shuts him out too, because Void
Yeah.
Spirit has the silence too, with Dissimulate Ags.
It is
I
a really good
don't know.
Lifestealer game, though. Lifestealer is untouched by anything on BBQ right now. They have nothing that pierces BKB. Nobody really buys Abyssal Blade on this lineup either. So you're basically, as long as you're raged, you are untouched if you're barbecue. And that's so Maven going with Alina. This could potentially be a mid. Maybe they'll flex it to support and throw Tusk in the off lane in the 3 role. If the Lina mid isn't ideal.
I think they're like, okay, we know Void Spirit is their mid hero. We are going to put Lina against Void Spirit.
That could be
so
the
we're
call
cool
too.
With that. Yeah. My concern is, I guess, I like Lina as a hero. She's actually one of my more favorite to play, but she's just so scary as a 2 because she gets so much farm so fast, but it's so easy to kill. That's
and I think
concern.
you can see that's what Maven is banning out kind of the counters into Lina as well, so they're really emphasizing that. It's incredibly annoying to play Lina into AM, so yeah, I think you're right. It does feel like Lina's going to be going mid here, and then last pick is probably their offlaner, which I'm not sure. I'm not really feeling this patch when it comes to my own offlaners.
There's some on meta awkward picks like the Bloodseeker and the Silencer that I've seen. But for the most part, the offlaner has just kind of been, if it's not Mars, it's some random hero that you don't recognize.
Sure. You can maybe get rid of or get something done with the Tide Hunter here. I'm not sure how great it's going to be because they still need a core on barbecuers. Tide Hunter is kind of just like a lane dominating offlaner that you can make sure makes the carries game incredibly hard.
5 seconds remaining.
It
also slows it
they
down.
do have to pick the offlaner before the opponent before barbecue picks their carry, so that is a downside too, though.
And I guess they could pick like a Slark into it, but I don't think Slark is a pick anymore.
I think I saw Miracle play it yesterday, and it was just dumpstered because, I mean, you can definitely win your lane against those strength heroes. That's not the problem. It's just it's so hard to pick off heroes now. No one plays alone. Everybody's playing together. I mean, you could dart at the edges of fights, but there are heroes that do that better nowadays.
Yeah,
so.
well, and if people are playing together, it's incredibly brief. Like, usually what I think a lot of cores are doing right now, a lot of offlaners are able to do. By the way, I think they could get away with a Pit Lord here, too, and that's a Maven. That wouldn't be horrible.
I like it.
They are putting their offlaners or their cores in a dead lane to, like, push out 2 or 3 waves and then leave so that you're at least forcing people to rotate to save towers or to save high ground.
Right.
Lifestealer's incredibly good at that just because of like rage TP. There's nothing that can stop him right now.
Ooh. They did pick Doom in their last series.
Yes, they did.
Uh,
I'm not sure who's the best target here though. It's probably just the Void Spirit. If you can even get on top of him, that's the biggest issue though.
Oh.
It's a high agi hero into Lifestealer, which doesn't feel too good, but you have a lot of magic damage coming out from Lina as well. It's pure damage, so
I actually would be very scared if I were Maven. I think that the heroes that the barbecuers have just, I don't know about synergy, but I just feel like they kind of fit what the type of meta is nowadays, the sort of fighting thing. Doom has a long cooldown, but you know, I think that they still have the ability to fight.
sure.
It just depends on execution.
Yeah, Doom has a long cooldown, but if you're using it and then pushing a tower, you don't mind, right? Like if you're using it, I think if you hit this timing of again taking a tier 2 tower before 20 minutes, taking an outpost, you're sitting really well because Doom has a lot of map control that way. You have to be afraid of him rotating somewhere if you're the Dusa. And this is an okay lineup from barbecuers. I think if they start losing map control early, they are a bit greedy. If they do win, it feels like it's going to be a long Dusa game. The lanes wise, I think it's fine for that. So Maven, like they got the counter pick Lina into Void Spirit. It's not really a counter pick. It just felt like comfort for them. Proficient, probably called for it.
Doom Tusk is a really brawly off lane. I'd be worried about if the Medusa's up for that sort of thing, you know.
Sure.
Or is Pizza going to be carry? I think Pizza is their carry typically. Pizza's listed as their carry.
Pizza's their one, but they could swap it up too. If they want to throw Dusa mid, I think that's fine as well, but
does Dusa, I don't know, Dusa may not want to go up against Lina. We'll see. I mean, I think that this probably favors the team with, you know, better fight. And I actually think, you know, now that I think about it, I think that we're going to go, Maven probably has better fight. I kind of like it.
Everyone's gone. We are remaking the lobby.
Oh, lovely.
I think. Let me hit up
I have to disconnect.
Yeah, I left the game.
Yeah.
I think they might have. I don't know what happened actually. Because everyone was DC'd and now we're in post game.
Yeah, lobby's not up.
I don't see it either.
Let's protect the privacy of these people.
They should have it up pretty quick though.
Okay.
Yeah. Same name, same pass. Okay. No. Again.
I don't see the lobby.
Yeah, I think they're just waiting a bit. Yeah, they just pinged us. I'm not sure what went wrong there. I wasn't reading the chat. Usually I have it up.
Yeah, I never read the chat, honestly. I have no clue.
I think maybe somebody just picked the wrong hero and that's what's happened. Like Dusa and Void Spirit. Might have just been lag or something. Or we just had a lobby thing incorrect, but everything looked good. Yeah, I still don't see it.
Neither do I. He said it's up.
Yeah, I don't see it at all.
I don't
Okay, that helps. Thank you.
Oh, grazie.
Apparently it's been up this whole time. I didn't see it at all. I don't know if my filters were bad or what.
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Alright.
What a bunch of pals. Yeah, we're just
Worked
going
out.
now. And we can make sure that everybody picks the same heroes, but I don't think we assume any cheating here.
Yeah, I'm not bothered with that.
I can't even see who picked it because it keeps zooming in.
I cannot see anything actually. I have no idea.
Yeah, hold on. Okay, so Maven is playing Nalina. I think that's the same. Ping you on Tusk. That's pretty obvious. Hungry Phoenix should be on. What was this?
Doom.
What was this? Doom. That's it. For some reason, I was thinking Pit Lord because I had said it, and I'm like, wait, I was wrong.
All right, there we go.
What the fuck is that?
It's the Dire Tide aesthetic, I think.
Ew.
Yeah, I know.
It's disgusting.
Sometimes
It makes it look like
sometimes
Storm Spirit cosplaying.
on like blue heroes, it looks fine, I think.
Prepare
But
for
if it's
battle.
like a red hero like Mars, it's like super.
Dude, this is like glance value. Like, oh god.
Oh yeah, you have no. I have the Dro Ranger. Like, I think if a Dro Ranger gets that, it's fine because Joe's already blue. But Mars is red. You
Okay,
can't
gonna
do
give him
that.
a red one. Yeah, I don't know. It's
Anyway.
just like a blue blob on my screen. I can barely tell.
So let's go ahead and introduce the players. We've got Ember playing on that carry Medusa. Right next to him is Poopsie Daisies playing on the Jakiro. He's going to be the 5 position supporting him. Pizza Jr. is going mid as that Void Spirit. And in the bottom lane, we've got Reinhold on the Mars. Is that his name? And Cleo on the...
Reinhold? No, hold on one sec. Let me look it up.
30 seconds to battle.
Cannot remember
I think
what his
that's
name
right,
is.
but what is this?
Okay.
BBQ? Should be Judge.
All right. And in the bottom lane, we've got Laps Pacifist supporting Iraq as the Undying onto the Lifestealer. Mav will be going,
Yep.
that's Maven, will be going mid as we actually see a little bit of engagement in the bottom lane.
Shouldn't be too much. I usually just go with what's in Dota because everybody can figure it out after, but yeah, this is Judge apparently.
Yeah.
I don't know why the name's
If
off. He might have just
if-
forgot to change it.
Well, it looks like it will be an even. Well, actually, no. Radiant will secure 3 to the 1 of the Dire. Dire will only be able to get their own. They were zoned out from that bottom one.
Yes, it is the Dusa in top lane with Jakiro. I think this lane's fine. It basically has 0 kill potential. The biggest thing for Poopsie Daisies here is just don't die. Keep them off of Medusa, and that's about it. Which is kind of a big ask for Poopsie Daisies because you are up into a Tusk and a Doom. That Tusk, as soon as he gets level 2, can kind of just run at you. Same thing with Doom.
Yeah, the nice thing about Jakiro is that he's a little tankier than most 5s, so he's, he can do a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
and he's got a really nice level 1. But,
He does.
as...
Okay,
we
it's not even gonna
actually
get first blood
lose.
in that lane, which I was expecting, but
So, I mean, I did not expect Cleo to die in that lane. That's why I wasn't watching it. How did he die?
if anybody was gonna die, it would probably be the Phoenix, right? Because again, he's using a lot of his health to use his own spells. Like Fire
Right.
Spirits does use a bit of that. A dying's going to be able to snap away a lot of your health. So again, it's really easy for him to bring down a Phoenix without a dive, especially.
And now, if you see him run up, he's got the heal. So if he gets a decay or 2 off on
Yeah,
the
look at how
Phoenix-
low Judge is already too. 263 health. Like if E-Rock had a slow, I think they might have just been able to kill. This is an incredibly great start for Maven on the bot lane. Like E-Rock is essentially gonna free farm.
Yeah, I'd be very worried if I were Dire now, so here's the deal: the Life Stealer, he's melee, he's up against a Mars. Mars is supposed to just punch people like that. If that doesn't happen, you're losing out on a lane that you probably were hoping to win, at least go even. So
Yeah, I think Ember is pretty tanky again in top lane too. Like it does feel. I mean, the same way that Jakiro is incredibly tanky. Or not incredibly, but one of the more tankier supports. Dusa is somewhat the same with the spell shield. Just throw out a Mystic Stake as they try and go on you and you get most of your mana back. Like, I think it's pretty smooth sailing in the top lane. It's really eyes on the bottom lane and eyes on mid, which we haven't really talked too much about yet. But this kind of feels like a skill matchup, old school.
oh yeah, one of those Ember plus versus a ranged hero. You've got to dodge their spells, but once you do, if you get in, you kind of just massacre them.
And it's all to Maven. Can he continue to connect on Dragon Slaves, hit his LSAs, at least bait out and dissimulates, which might be worth putting a level into if you're Pizza Junior. I'm not sure if that's how you level this on Void Spirit, but
I think last time I saw a professional Void Spirit match, they skipped Ether Remnant for the farming speed, but that was like some random greedy guy, so I don't know if it's the best build.
This is the build that times that I played Void Spirit unranked mid lane, it's like the build that I normally am told is good, just like the 202 at level 4. You avoid dissimulate for a while, which feels kind of strange because I feel like if you're mid, you want to emphasize being able to rotate to the jungle and farming that quickly, which putting points into Aether Remnant really doesn't give you much. It's more or less just the kill potential.
I would like to mention that from a last hits perspective, it's a pretty healthy lead for Pizza Junior so far. We'll see if that ends up changing anytime. But, you know, he's kind of having a lot of benefit here.
He's being really consistent with this. They did both get their range creeps denied in the last wave, too, and I think Maven might be able to take... No, he actually made a nice
is
play
taking
there.
Lots of damage.
Pizza Junior finds an Arcane Rune, which is a pretty feels good. Dusa might just lose a courier.
Yeah.
Cut down the tree!
You
Someone
have
cut
to...
down the tree for it! He had a tango. He was just...
Medusa had a tango, but couldn't do it because she was too busy micro.
It was the micro. He hasn't practiced StarCraft or something. This is also such a great pickup for a creep from the Doom. I never even thought about this, actually. The mana burn. He got lucky in getting that creep spawn, so that... Or that camp, anyway.
Yeah, and with that move, you can just absolutely... Oh, Pingu is going on Poopsie Daisy.
Should be fine, I think. Again, he is pretty tanky.
Nope, he started running to the right a little bit. They can dive the tower. They choose not to, but they could have dived the tower. They still had
with one range creep there, it'd be kind of risky. It would have been close. I think just the safe play is to not dive there. You're doing a really good job into this Medusa. Still getting okay farm though, so it's kind of...
Pacifist gets a one of the bounty rune spot. Usually you expect your offlane to get both of those bounty runes, but one of them went to the...
he might just
Undying, but now Undying is
he took way too many tower shots.
Yeah,
right there.
he just took like 2 or 3 tower shots and gets nuked down. Reinhold also has that salve going the entire time too, so he heals up and gets a kill.
Still a lot of space for Ebrock though, as you can see, like top CS charts still. 32 CS, about 5 minutes 30 seconds into the game. Scale that to Armlet first, I think, on Lifestealer.
Yeah, I think Armlet, I mean, it's just such a good item on him. It pairs so well with the way his hero works. I mean,
I guess it's either like Armlet or SNY, but I'm never really sure. Like, I don't play Lifestealer too much on my own. It's probably another hero I should practice in unranked, but...
Well, I literally have 99% of my games on support, so I can't tell you anything about carries.
Like,
from what...
I feel like most casters just play support. That's just what we're used to doing.
Those who do play carry, those who can't cast. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing.
That's why every time I go into unranked, I'll try and play core or mid because it's not something I'm used to, and it really does like help casting actually.
You know, knowing that stuff actually does, so, you know, I probably need to get on that. We do not have 6s on any of the side lanes. The mid laners also have chosen not to rotate at all.
You're not going to take a couple of tower shots, but not really have to... They actually might just die for this last. All 3 abilities used, he explodes through Mars and Ultra Plus. Yeah, he's got the dive. Not a lot of ways you can die there.
They don't know he's here.
It's level 4 Resonant Pulse plus a level 2 Aether Remnant with 2 charges.
He can kill anybody.
No, he misses the Aether Remnant.
Misses the Aether Remnant.
But Lapse misses the Strength Steal, so it might just put him down a little bit low enough.
Both of his dashes. He doesn't have anything. And the heal comes out. That Pacifist is 100% fine.
I'm not sure where he used both those charges there. It was a little strange how he stacked that. I'm pretty sure he missed out on some damage, but...
I think he missed out on the Aether Remnant was specifically what he was trying for. Doom is 6.
I thought he was going to use it there.
And there's no mana on the Dusa. Yeah, I was like, does he not Doom here? But maybe he's worried about not being able to follow it up. He doesn't have the mana steal anymore. He has the War Stomp from the Centaur. They want to go.
They want to go on
This should
Ember.
be
Yeah,
it. Yep,
misses.
that is
Unless
gonna
somebody
be Doom coming
TPs, they
out.
can maybe take a kill.
Unless he's denied here, and he is.
Oof. That's a big play
you
by
guys-
Oopsie Daisies.
Yeah, I mean, on the one hand, yeah, you're kind of happy that you get the kill on their carry, but also that's first Doom. That's a lot of gold that you just left.
Look
on
at
the
our
table
CS
there.
charts, by the way. As soon as Lena decides to go to the jungle, it's just skyrocketing.
Dire's structures are
Yeah,
fortified.
and I think a little bit has to do with the Void Spirit kind of puts the round in the bottom lane instead of
Yeah, so Lena just
just
walks to
farming.
mid, pushes out the wave, and then just runs to a jungle camp. Like, this is gonna be a big Lena too.
Lifestealer is in the Undying, but in comes the Void Spirit. The arena comes out. The Rage comes out from the Lifestealer, so he'll end up surviving. No, he's actually continually getting hit, gets speared into the wall, does not end up taking a whole bunch of damage, slips out the side, the back. Ether Remnant comes in and
Oh my
catches
goodness.
him right at the edge.
Dude, that's why you
going
get
to
to
be a
level
kill
3.
for Pizza Jr.
He wouldn't have had the kill if it weren't for the level 3 Aether Remnant right there.
Absolutely. The Arcane Rune probably helped because he used one Ether Remnant, I think, coming in, and then used the last one coming out. So
Maven's doing a good job pressuring mid lane too. I think this is gonna be a pretty fast Yules for Maven. Same thing for Peachy Jr. It's actually kind of funny. Both
okay, we
mids are
see
probably
a
gonna buy
Stone
this.
Gaze come out from Ember, actually. Top lane, Pingu's taking a whole bunch of damage. There is no Doom available, though Doom is still a pretty scary hero right now. He's got that full drums completed, plus the War Stomp. But he's taking a little bit too much
You've been
right click
saying
damage.
Ember this whole time, and that's been throwing me off so much. Like, dude, there's not an Ember in this game. What are you talking about? Like,
maybe that's on me. Yeah, I will say it is indeed the Medusa who is getting gone on.
that's fine. It's just his name
Stone
is.
Gaze.
He's doing it on purpose. I feel like.
Oh, it is. Just out here to confuse you, man. Wait, my face is covering up the quick buy. I don't want that. There we go.
10 minutes in, we got power runes and bounty runes, and it looks like it's gonna go 3-1 Maven. So still continually, it's not a bad start for Maven. They got a great bottom lane for E-Rock. Maven was able to pick up a haste rune there, is gonna go for the Yules very quickly, and I think that's a pretty big power spike for them. Once they get the Yules picked up, they can kind of just start running around the map, taking towers. Don't think we're gonna hit like a tier 2 before 20-minute mark in this game.
There is a rotation to the bottom lane by Pizza Jr., but it is 100% scouted
anything.
by this high ground
Yeah,
ward.
there's
that
actually 2
sees
wards in
all.
very similar spots. They
Yeah,
really want to protect E-Rock right now.
The slow came out onto Judge. He ends up TPing out
Yeah.
all the way back to base, not to
No
the tier
stuns,
1.
yeah.
That would be the big brain move. Big tier 1.
It's MKB first actually for Lifestealer. It doesn't give you that mini stun anymore, but the pure damage very nice into the high armor heroes. Mars being one of those.
Dire's top tower.
Dusa is
Actually-
another one too, actually.
Radiant's middle
Yeah,
tower is under
MKB
attack.
does not do pure damage, I think. I think
Wait, what?
it
Am I
feels
just out of date
magical.
again?
Yes, it has a 75% chance to pierce magic immunity, to
100
pierce
bonus magical damage.
dodge. And Lena has a haste rune, ran at Pizza Jr. but doesn't get anything. We've got 4 heroes in the bottom lane from the Dire
I
squad.
think Peachy Jr. gets away mid lane too.
Yeah,
And they're gonna try and turn
Yep,
it on the left.
just barely uses the slash, and now we've got the arena used in the bottom lane. Pause!
They might
Comes
need
out,
to
Tusk.
turn and hit this tombstone, honestly. I guess Deuce is rotated for this too. So, like we said at the beginning, Deuce is a really good tombstone hitter. Like, just turn on the split shot, focus down the tombstone.
Yeah.
Not
Excuse
too
me.
much damage from split shot yet, but it's still some utility.
And I mean, that's probably what they brought her down here for, knowing that they had to hit the tombstone. What level is it?
E-Rock's kind of made a mistake by popping Rage too early as well.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I think
he
he's gonna try and kill
he's-
Ultra Plus, but it's just not gonna work.
Yeah, he's used Rage to go in. He probably should use Rage to kind of walk out and kite. He's now
Just gonna pop
right-clicking
one,
Cleo.
go. No, he didn't actually get any spirits out
comes
beforehand.
Interesting.
That
So
was a nice
now-
combo.
Oh, Doom comes out onto the Medusa. She's taking a whole bunch of damage. She's just dead. She lost everything there. And now Poopsie Daisies will be the last to fall. That's a double kill for Maven. And that's a huge team fight win for That's So Maven. Because they didn't lose any No, they didn't lose anybody. Okay. You were talking about the hitting from the Medusa, but Medusa went there, started hitting it, and immediately just took like 90% of her mana
Yeah,
away and died.
I think that's part of the Doom rotation too. That's really smart of Hunger Games just to TP down. Oh,
Deny?
big deny from Mars. I just thought with Dusa coming down to hit it, they should be able to get the egg off with a Stone Gaze. But it was kind of awkward positioning for it.
Yeah, and you know, on the other hand, you don't have any damage on her. Wow, she went triple Wraith band of Elven Skin.
Yeah.
Huh.
And I don't know, there was a window there too because, like I said, Lifestealer didn't have magic immunity. If you could somehow slow him down, maybe he didn't have spirits up on Phoenix. They're just gonna chase down Lapsed right now.
Yeah.
It's kind
Honestly,
of a greedy warding, I think he was doing, maybe farming the camp.
I have no clue what he was doing. He shouldn't be farming the camp here. This is definitely where they're just going to come right back once the
They want to
spells
run an
are
Ember
used.
top lane too. He's already got the Deuce all back up, which freezes couriers, by the way. I had no idea.
What? Ah, it does.
He just
And
got a courier
takes
kill
one,
because of
gets
Stone
a free
Gaze.
courier. But you know, as you were mentioning, Erok has had a very free game, and it looks like the Doom has also had a very, very nice game as well.
Yep.
Every core on Maven is just having a
Yeah,
field.
3
day at
cores
this
on
point.
that, so Maven. And you get net worth completely reflects that too. And I think even the
Mhm.
supports goes to some lengths because you see how poor Jakiro is right now. The 2 supports on Maven really haven't had to do too much. Their cores have just gotten a lot of space. You aren't dying a lot to save your cores in this game. You can kind of just run around, farm the lanes yourself while they farm the jungle. And like I said,
Actually,
too,
that's
Erok's farming the dead lane right now, incredibly far up. And there's just not much they can do about him because they have nothing to pierce the TP.
Right,
It's
he just rage TP.
Stone Gaze, I think, maybe pierces it. It does, but it's kind of a long shot.
And if he positions properly,
Yeah.
it's impossible.
Mid
Oh,
lane,
we've got
they're
the
trying to
catch
kill
on
Mars,
to
too.
the...
That's a
Oh,
Doom.
and the Doom is used.
Okay.
I'm not sure if the Doom was necessary there.
If
Definitely
it prevents the
came
Mars ult,
out.
sure, but he gets it off anyway. It just doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
The Phoenix came in, gave a little bit of a push. It looks like they're just gonna back. They used a lot there and tried to get that mid tier 1, and it's not ended up coming out. Maybe not feeling too happy about that usage there. Especially since you could have been dooming the Medusa instead.
Yeah, and
if
like
you
this
did-
fight, if you want to continue pushing, it just feels like this push is a little lackluster now since you've already used that Doom. Especially when BBQ knows that. Like, they don't feel as afraid of you anymore.
Though I will say, Lifestealer said, no, I'm not coming to this fight.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
just
he
going to
he
continue
totally
to
should
hit
not
creeps
either.
top.
They need
No,
to
he
try
shouldn't.
and respond to this. Like, it's really
They have
difficult,
to do
but
something.
you at least got to get him to TP out, I think, if anything.
Yeah, but I think Mars Arena was down for just another 30 seconds, so he wasn't able to. With him pushing up this far, that forces rotations from the Dire, which will open up mid. So, I mean, this is just
Yeah.
about as bad as it gets for you
just-
if you're Radiant. If you're Dire, I mean.
It's becoming really hard for them to create space for Dusa, too, because Lifestealer's kind of just pushing Dusa only to this triangle right now, which isn't bad. It looks like he did just get an Ancient stack, but obviously he's still farming a bit slower than the Lifestealer right now.
Yeah, because you can get that extra. Oh. Tusk just walks right past him. Here comes the Ags is already complete onto the
Oh, that's huge. Did he not have
Void Spirit, so
rage? What?
he Ags on or actually Orchid on Void Spirit silenced
Orchid,
him.
okay.
I thought that was Ags. No, he has Orchid. That is
Yeah,
That
no,
is
that's
a
actually
thing.
huge. And really nothing to pierce it either, since he still didn't sound the MKB. So it's not like he's going to be
Honest-
going for a Manta or something after.
MKB doesn't even
you-
help you in that situation.
No, it doesn't.
Because
I'm just saying, like, first item
Yeah.
into next, like, it's going to be a while before it can even counteract that.
this might be the item pickup that turns around this game. Because if he can continually kill the Lifestealer, that changes the way the Lifestealer can farm.
Sure.
He can't do that again.
I'm not even sure what Erok buys here. You can maybe do Halberd. We're past the point of Armlet being useful or relevant. it would have been nice there, just because it gives you that extra health. And he did survive the Orchid duration.
Yes, he survived the entire Orchid, but, you know, there was just too much there.
Yeah, it's like maybe if he has that armlet, he can get through the Orchid and just by toggling, and then just rage TP.
We have a 4-man smoke coming in from that So Maven. They've recognized that they want kills. They do have a high ground vision, so they see Pizza Jr. The Doom comes out in time! He's absolutely caught, gets gangbanged by all 4 of them. Wow, that is NSFW.
Yeah, that's very convenient blink timing from Hungry Phoenix, actually. This is the offlaner, even. Like, Drum's blink, he's looking pretty good right now.
He's their second most farmed hero, and he was supposed to have a harder lane, you know? So, actually, in terms of farm, Irok has fallen a little bit behind.
It's because of that death, too. The death plus Ember was free farming. We're not really free farming. Still, like, pushed a little bit off, but basically, we haven't had the same aggression from Maven towards Medusa that BBQ have showed towards Irok.
And, you know, I kind of like this idea that you want to have your Lifestealer go a fighting item or some sort of damage item first, but it kind of hampers your ability to farm. And now he's surrounded by 4, has vision on him. But
all that
it
healing,
looks
though,
like
from
the
Undying.
fight. No,
Irok's
the
alone right
Lifestealer
now.
just
This is
goes
a really
in
risky
here.
play.
Wow, I'm not sure that was the correct decision. In comes the Supernova. They're running away from it. They do successfully do so, and it looks like a full disengage from both sides.
Basically, who got the last hit on that tombstone? If Ember got it, it was worth it for PBQ. Otherwise, that was just nothing really gained there. I guess you got rid of the egg if you're Lifestealer and you're happy with that on Irok.
I think it was the Dusa, you are correct.
Yeah, you're happy with that. You're like, damn, my Dusa just got 150 gold from one hit. Nice.
I mean, at this point, you're kind of worried, I think, as that So Maven, that the Medusa is going to start becoming a problem, because the farm discrepancy between her and Lifestealer will continue to widen as the game goes on.
I think it's fine yet.
Though,
like, you still have a Lina, you still have a Doom. Doom's probably gonna use it on the Void Spirit. That still seems like the strongest target, and Lina is your best option versus Dusa right now.
Right. Halberd is going to be the next item from Lifestealer. You mentioned that item specifically.
Yeah, the only reason I was like, I don't know if it's the right choice, just because Dusa already has Manta. And unlike BKB, which doesn't get rid of Halberd, Manta does. If I remember correctly. I could be wrong again.
Comes out onto the Lifestealer and he's dead instantly! There's no save coming in from the Snowball. He tries to go in. Doom came out onto the Void Spirit. Void Spirit is also in his own bit of danger. He ends up falling. Last Pacifist takes a whole bunch of damage from that percentage-based damage from the Sunray. And a huge... Well, actually, that God's Rebuke did not end up doing anything. They're going to be able to disengage it so far. 2-for-1 engagement. Actually, Dusa TP's way deep into the back. Uses Stone Gaze trying to kill the Lina. Actually, no, he's... No. Oh, he does have a haste rune. Actually,
it's gone now.
He gets
I thought he was going to run down Lina.
Stone Gaze actually gives you a speed boost now, so...
Oh, does it? Well, he had that plus the haste rune, so like I thought he was just gonna run on Lina.
He didn't actually. He ended up staying back and getting the Tusk. I think that is a 3-for-1 exchange.
Oh, that's unfortunate for Maeve if he just missed the combo. I don't think he gets his kill anyway, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, but you lose Lifestealer, which is just another big deficit to Irok. Like, he had such a great start, and now it's just... It's still good for him. Like, look at how far he is above of Void and Mars.
The Eul's comes out.
The big scare.
The Silence came out onto the Doom, but Doom already has a BKB. He is the most farmed hero in the... Well, not the most farmed, but he is so much farm. He already has a BKB.
10-second charge used just to survive. You don't really care too much. Nothing really spent.
Yeah, and actually his next BKB timing coincides with his next Doom, so we may want to try and time that.
Yeah, actually 40 seconds and 40 seconds. It doesn't really feel like either of these teams can prioritize Roche yet.
Yeah,
you can maybe do it on that So Maven, but it's going to take a bit.
I think the one concern is that your lifestealer went MKB instead of, say, Desolator or something. So now that Roche just becomes a little bit longer, gives a little bit more time for those big team fight-outs uh from BBQ to work.
I'm gonna try and start an engagement here if they can find somebody, but I think they're too smart for this BBQ. There's actually a ward that kind of spots them too. I think they saw them place the wards over here, and Phoenix actually able to Ultra Plus, making a nice positioning play there.
Mm-hmm. Alright, it looks like it's about 10 minutes to my to the game that I was planning on casting, so I will actually end up casting that game. So I will bid you guys adieu for this game. Thanks so much, Killer Karate, for
Yeah, no problem,
joining
dude.
me. Or I guess I should thank you for letting me join you on your cast. And I will see you all in just a bit. Thanks so much.
Alright, peace out, dude. Okay,
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
so back to it though. 7k gold lead for that So Maven. 23 minutes in this game. We didn't see that timing of taking an outpost before 20 minutes just to get that little bit of boost.
Radiant's
I wish I had the XP graph bound. And actually, really surprising, Ultra Plus has a decent amount of gold compared to the last time I checked. Maeve is doing a really good job being able to pop the smokes right now. They could start this with an Invis rune. They don't have the True Sight they used to have since it didn't get dewarded. It's kind of what thwarted them earlier. Take away that advantage, and now the fight's advantageous for Maven.
top tower is under attack.
Have left the high ground. Is Reinhold's going to be able to sneak up here with a blink? Who's going to be the target? Probably Hungry Phoenix over onto the Undying. Immediately, Spear connects. They want to get rid of the Undying, but you don't have this for E-Rock now. And now E-Rock can just go insane. Ember's trying to turn this with the Stone Gaze. Might get a decent egg off. Very nicely positioned egg around the fight. Lina trying to go for some hits, but it's not going to happen. E-Rock couldn't get any off, and Mav is not close enough on his own. LSA missing from Mav, and Ember completely out of mana. Not really too much you can do. The both will just walk away from each other as Ultra Plus dies right after that egg ends. Had already used the dive. That Yule's coming out for Maven, but the silence there from Pizza Jr. getting really low is Hungry Phoenix. Not gonna get enough. No, the stun from Jakira from the low ground. Poops the Daisy says, I'm gonna die, but at least I can go down with some dignity. This Hungry Phoenix drops because of that ice path. Ember's sitting in the side here with no TP. They don't have vision on this hero. There's a TP in from Mars. The stun connects, but can they actually fight this? Yes, they do. Just turn it. Ember walks out of the trees, pops the Manta very early. E-Rock with another TP in realizes, yeah, let's just back now. So there is a TP in from Ultra Plus. Pizza Jr. again getting a lot of use out of the Orchid on this fight. E-Rock might be the one to die here, but he has Rage in 1 second. A very long fight that doesn't even lead to a tier 2 dying. They have to back away from it with 350 HP left. E-Rock just could not find the space to get the kill. Ember, I thought he was in danger there. They might try and find him underneath the tier 2, but with the TPs from his teammates, you do lose Mars twice. But realizing that they spent a decent amount to get rid of the Mars, they just back off afterwards as more heroes were coming up. Incredible advantage right now for Maven, though. While you don't take the tier 2 in that fight, a lot spent. That's 2 deaths in a row for Reinhold or Judge. Like I said, again, I'll probably just go with Reinhold since it's in game and that's more clear to people.
Illusion.
Poops the Daisies, maybe running into Hungry Phoenix, who, again, this is probably what you want to be doing with your offlaners. Putting them in the dead lane, like I said, either E-Rock or Hungry Phoenix can do this. E-Rock's probably the safer bet, but since he still doesn't have like a way to break Orchid yet, technically Abyssal is a way to do that because you can just Abyssal the Void Spirit and go on him instead of just letting him right click you while you don't have Rage. Well, actually pop a Fortify for this, and I think this means it still dies. Outpost almost certainly going towards Maven as well afterwards. As Reinhold pretty much doing the same thing, pushing out the dead lane. making a little bit of space for their Dusa to farm, who does have the Scotty. 27-minute Scotty for Ember. That is an incredibly strong item. Really should give them a decent size advantage here. I think with that, Pizza Jr. is going to run bottom and hide just slightly. Maybe try and force them to rotate bottom, but not show anymore. Yeah, this is the smart TP out. Pizza Jr. is going away, but I think Maven kind of reading that, realizing, yeah, maybe we can look at mid. There's a smoke on their own. E-Rock's going to break this. They jump outside of E-Rock. Is there a save? No, there's the Doom turn on a Pizza Jr. who immediately goes down. He's made me to pop the buyback. Does use it. There's a Tombstone gone. Lapsed Pacifist has to just run away here. Pingu actually has the Lifestealer inside of him, bringing down the Phoenix, who couldn't even get the egg off in the middle of all of that. Halberd back on Dusa just to support them retreating there. The buyback going to no use from Pizza Jr. Felt like he needed to use it. Ember does find a DD there too, but the initiation was just slightly off. They thought they had the advantage. Pizza Jr. was just like, oh my gosh, E-Rock's alone, we gotta go right now, right now. Doom blinks in immediately after with the counter initiation. That's really what you love to see as a core right there. Immediately your offlaner is at your side as they just sneak Roche. Okay, I guess if you're gonna lose a fight, the best comeback is to sneak Roche immediately after. There's no vision on this quite yet. They don't have a scan up. And they don't even realize they're hitting it. There's mass pings coming out, but they're on the other team. No clue at all that Roche is being taken right now. BBQ might have just put themselves back into the game. They don't even smoke into this either. It's just a lack of vision from Maven around the Roche pit. Down it goes. Pizza Jr. is going to pick up the Aegis, and suddenly the advantage they had last fight with Doom blinking in is kind of gone, because you kill him once underneath the Doom, he's just going to come right back. Now, he does not have a lot of net worth to back that item up, really. So even when he comes back up, it's just the Orchid right now. Still working on an eggs. Lincoln Sphere actually going to be the first item before that, which Lincoln Sphere, decent this game. You can throw it onto the Dusa as well. Really just trying to prop up that hero right now. BBQ feels like a very classic 4 Protect 1 strat. While Maven's lineup is a little bit more balanced, I think. At least how the game has progressed. You got the Doom that can do a lot. Decent amount of farming. It's like the dual core lineup of like Lina and Lifestealer is working out really well for them. At least in the early game. And we're going to see a lot of these power spikes line up for Maven. Maven or Lina and Lifestealer both are incredibly strong at this point. And Abyssal coming very soon on E-Rock too. And I think that should be, it's not really an item that's going to end the game for you immediately when you get it, but it should just be the call to let's just push and try and end the game right now. Might just avoid fighting until that Aegis is gone, and it's not like there's too much BBQ can do about that either, unless they want to try and smoke. Haven't been too successful at that, and it might have made them gun shy. Is Maven going to be able to push down mid? No real response immediately from Barbecue. They do have to TP a couple heroes back. Mars was again pushing in the dead lane. Or not Mars, sorry. It was actually Pizza Jr. Aegis up and the Lincoln Sphere now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Lotus Orb as well in the Doom. There's one save you have for the Lifestealer now. Ooh, I think, yeah, you can still silence him. Now his teammate can get rid of it, as well as him just straight up surviving it because of this halberd, the strength that he gets from it. Even Abyssal, I think, is going to help slightly. Medusa not really getting much out of the map right now, though. It's basically all going on to Pizza Jr., who is catching up just slightly. With the small amount of farm, or at least small amount of free farm he was able to get right there. A lot of heroes sitting mid for either of these teams. And we're basically just seeing, hey, don't block these camps, guys. It's the only ones that are safe for me right now on the Dusa. Not really too much else elsewhere for them to go. Pizza Jr. could maybe push this a little bit deeper and start hitting the tower, but I think that's about the only choice they have right now, especially with the Lincolns. He could just push into this tower, potentially take it if no one's going to TP, which eventually we will see Lina TP. And no way to pop that Lincoln's actually on Lina. You basically just have to hit an LSA without any setup. Ember just chasing, and this is like a cute little exchange. Ember just walking back and forth, doing some dances. E-Rock wants to join in, but that Scotty hurts just slightly. Neither team really seems interested in fighting right now, and I think that's signifying it. Both the teams just sitting down mid lane, but nobody wants to initiate. Both teams are kind of just seeing what they can find. No, it's actually Reinhold. That's why I didn't think they would be fighting. Because that's such a quick timing. All E-Rock has to do is just hit Q, and he lives. And even then, if you connect, like, the rest of your team isn't quite ready, I feel like. It's a tough initiation. Now with Mars ult down, E-Rock's going to jump forward, gets the soul into Poops of Daisies, does not have the Abyssal, but that Tusk is just blocking your entry or exit. Pesky. Down goes Jakiro. Back into tier 2s. Might be able to take another one. Top and bot lane. Plus is going to blink forward. There's a nice LSA onto the Dusa, but he is pretty tanky. Silence back up onto the Lifestealer. Is there a save for him? He does get stunned into a tree. The Phoenix Egg is so far back. Pingu is going to get stoned up, trying to bring it down. They've lost 2. They've lost the Lifestealer, and now Laps is just going to get focused down by Ember. Can they chase down Maven? Reinhold has another blink, plus a spear perfectly placed into the Aether Remnant as Reinhold gets a double kill. Completely split fight for Maven. No real saves for their Lifestealer. He has to tank the duration of that Orchid. The Lotus Orb nowhere to be found for him. It's really your only preventative measure at this moment. And in fact, he's not even going for the Abyssal. It's going to be up before that. I'm not sure that's the call. A lot of it's magical damage, honestly, from Void Spirit, sorry. Can mitigate some of what Medusa is doing, but I feel like it's just when you're silenced, a lot of the damage is just completely Void Spirit. Really opens up the game for BBQ, and I love this ward too, because it's normally not gonna get dewarded either. Just if you place it on the very edges, you can see the sentry doesn't actually reach this. And they might just be able to find the Tusk. Does miss the spear. There's an invis to save as well. Lotus Orb even. Want to make sure Pingu survives. And well, completely opposite side of the map now. Ember just going for the TP away. Not going to be a stun either. They will be able to get a D ward on the sentry. But again, this is why this ward is so good. That's why also, whenever you D-ward, you want to try and place a sentry in the low ground to cover more spots. And then use your courier to D-ward. Or another ability is Ice Shards they could have used this game to get vision. On top of Cliffs, they will try and run a Phoenix. Ultra Plus has a dive away in 7 seconds. The blink forward before Staff at the same time completely misses from Hungry Phoenix. And now it's just a, oh gosh, we got a GTFO. Completely botched the initiation there. And just taking the smart decision to dip out. Do not try and chase that any further. Is Dusa going to be able to take the bottom tier 2? Almost guaranteed with 2 catapult waves and a fight opening up mid lane. Pizza Jr. jumping forward does get the Lincoln's pop. There's a stun onto E-Rock, but do they have enough to spear? Misses, actually goes onto a tree. Not a lot of damage coming up, but he dodges the Laguna Blade. Not going to get the egg off. But the Laguna Blade down a bit of damage at least. They won't get any kills on the return though. Medusa is just taking their tier 3s right now. Went past that tier 2, there's a canceled TP as well. I don't know if that was canceled by a team member on BBQ, or if that was on purpose, but Ember could just walk right out. And I don't think you're too angry about that. Medusa very handedly on top right now. Net worth up to a 6k gold lead for Maven, or at least I should say down to. Had to have it a bit bigger earlier. Going for a bit of a smoke. I think they could bait with Ember right now, but Maven doesn't feel like they're in a position to try and get a pick off, especially onto a Dusa, because that kill is just so hard to get. Ult already back up. This is only a 90-second cooldown, and they're ready to fight again. Mars ult as well. 2 charges from Pizza Jr. They might try and find E-Rock. They get the silence, and again, there's no save. Mars ult to follow that one up. The stun from Poopsie Daisies. Nothing E-Rock can do, and now they will try and find Lapse Pacifist, and it's pretty much guaranteed, even with a nice LSA. It's the best LSA you could get from Maven. And, well, Ember's used to doing this, has already started this job already in the bot lane, hitting the tier 3s. Got that tower to about half health, and now they will get mid to pretty much the same. We'll see how much further they want to go with this. Just push them back with the Manta plus a Lincoln Sphere, and onto the racks they go. They might try and start this. The BKB pop from Maven. And that, again, well, okay, that's actually a very small timing BKB, so no real big deal there. Would have been a hard kill to get for Reinhold, but it does guarantee that you can get the Rex right now. E-Rock down for another 40 seconds. They could even go bottom if they wanted to at least take the tower, but it might just be smart to back off right now. Ember could turn this with the shard stun coming in. No, it gets dodged, and now the snowball. Not exactly the best combo there. Thought they had it. They wanted to try and go onto Dusa of all heroes. He does have really low mana at the moment, but still, this hero is just so incredibly tanky. They will back up so they can save their top lane from taking too much damage. Just some chip damage there. But really, Maven took it where it hurts most. The barracks are lost down the mid lane. Still got a tier 2 in the top lane as Roche has respawned. I think this is the one that Maven really needs to respond to. They let that last one get snuck by them, and that really was the turning point in this game. They want to try and take it for their own. Was a ward. Again, that defensive ward might have come in handy because they could see E-Rock running all the way to the Roche pit. A couple of pings coming out, this time from yellow. It's actually Tusk, so they're going to try and take this 4v5. Reinhold has the Mars ulti up if he wants to try and blink into the pit. Will just wait it out, uses the Mars ulti to lock down E-Rock, but of course E-Rock can just walk out of this with the Rage. We'll push them outside of the pit. It's also a very early tombstone from Lapse Pacifist. But maybe E-Rock wants to continue to hit this. With Mars ult down, again they have a slight advantage on Maven. Trying to slow this down slightly, but really that only hit Roche. Aether Remnant does connect into the Lifestealer if they want to blink in on Pizza Jr., but there's the Lotus Orb to save him. He's just going to pop the silence on himself, but he can project the egg perfectly placed on the outside of the pit. Hungry Phoenix can't get a Doom off. Ultra Plus might have just saved the fight, because in comes the Dusa with the right clicks. Hungry Phoenix still does eventually find a target onto the Dusa, but it really doesn't matter. He's just turning and hitting. They do not have the damage for this Dusa. The Aegis was picked up by E-Rock in the middle of that, but the team is just getting decimated around him. So many buybacks being used. The Rage coming out. There's a snowball in, but it's onto an illusion. The Shard's almost locking in E-Rock. The force step forward. They want to keep going. Ember has no fear at all. The rest of his team wants to continue to chase E-Rock, going AFK for a bit there. That might have been a little bit of lag or something. E-Rock tanking the Scotty shots now. Jumps inside of Hungry Phoenix to just try and get away. He's actually running back. The spear missing. Out comes E-Rock with the Magic Community. He wants to try and turn it on to Dusa. Now the damage can come through. He's out of mana. He's out of life. The Laguna Blade from Maven coming through, as well as the right clicks. They bring down Mars. They've gone too far. Ultra Plus down. They will at least get out with one, but that is textbook. Do not chase too far. Such a long push and a long fight for BBQ. Medusa leading the charge for most of the way, but as soon as he uses all that mana, it's like, wait, my tankiness is gone, boys. Do pop 2 buybacks, and I think the Mars might have just been enough to do that, but Phoenix is also nice.
bottom tower is under attack.
Oh boy. I'm up to a 7k gold lead. Again, it feels like we're kind of down too, but it's spiking back and forth. As that Maven was about to be tied right there, but now they're back in front. Just finding an opening. They're like, hey guys, we can punish this. No worries, E-Rock. Like, don't run away, Hungry Phoenix. Let's just blink back into them. Can bring down this Dusa. Takes a little bit, but as soon as the hits start coming through for E-Rock, still, I think you get this Abyssal before BKB, but I guess he's finally, like, I'm tired of getting silenced by this Void Spirit, so BKB is going to fix that for me. Which is not the worst item in Lifestealer, since you are a Strength Core as well. You're getting the most out of the stats. Maven's actually pretty tanky right now too. With the Scotty up on this Lina, that is a very big Lina, but again, timing isn't in favor of BBQ. The later this game goes, the bigger Dusa gets. Still working on a Satanic. And gosh, I think that might be 6th slotted Dusa. You could get rid of Power Treads and go for like a 6th item. You probably want a better neutral item too, which I'm not even sure what they have on Dire. He should really have this Illusionist cape. Actually. Okay, is he bringing it out? Okay, yes. I was like, this should really be on Dusa. He will eventually pick it up with this Shaco, probably to Jakiro. It does give you a lot of health, but on Dusa you cannot tank the minus mana. Scotty just so good on this hero because of that. Yeah, with the Shaco probably over on Jakiro. I'm just trying to make predictions for neutral items. It's always interesting. You could maybe argue it on a Mars too. 1400 health is nothing to scoff at. Yeah, I think you want Witless Shaco on Jakiro. Just feels like the best option. 400 mana is really nothing for an Entiro. Ember getting closer to the Satanic. And it could just be around the Roche again, which we might get in 4 minutes. No Aegis because it did get lost in the Roche Pit fight. But 20 to 21, it feels like even with that 7k gold lead showing at the top, we're basically at an even game. Just because of Deuce's ability to farm too. It's slowly going to tick back and forth. And the longer this goes, the stronger Medusa gets. Again, you still got a couple of items left on the Lifestealer, so that could be the option there. I think you get BKB into Abyssal. Obviously, you can still sell this Magic Wand. Basically, an entire item ahead is Dusa, and that is very nice. The Prince's Knife. Look at that attack speed. Oh my god. That's just disgusting. Projectile speed doesn't really do too much, but especially when you have Scotty, it helps. You're keeping that buff on for a longer amount of time. Just the inability to act when you're into Hex Strike as well. If you're a Lifestealer, Dusa gets on top of you. Already able to pick up the Satanic, but just saving it. And Maven feeling like they're ready to fight right now. This is Lina with one more item. At least the Magic Lamp up on Lina. So Lina very tanky. There's a Silence back on E-Rock. Doesn't want to use it quite yet. The Lotus Orb being used. Ember just running forward with the ultimate, but they're all not facing him. Into the Phoenix Egg in the very back. They're all just going to get stunned up by this. Able to do a decent amount of damage as Deuce, but that Halberd slowing him down for now. They're going to lose Pingu as well as the Doom after this. Jumping out is E-Rock, but immediately into a stun from Poopsie Daisies. Another Silence coming out from Pizza Jr. as he bought back for this. Immediately got back in from the outpost. Tusk buying back as well. Maven going to be the last one to drop here. Surprisingly tanky, but Ember just sits in the middle of the fight. Despite that Halberd, is able to hit basically the entire time. The Phoenix Egg outside the Mars ult. That's the combo they've been looking for since the draft even. And it eventually comes out. And it goes perfectly. They only lose Pizza Jr., who does have to spend a buyback there, but they will get the cheese on top of him, so it isn't the biggest of deals. Still got a buyback for Ember. He has the Satanic now, up to 2,800 HP, plus mana essentially counting as a lot of your health pool as well. This is feeling really rough right now for Maven. Really just showing they let the game go for far too long into Adusa. And even though you still have a couple more items left on the Lifestealer, it just feels like he's just going to get kited. It's exactly what happened that last fight. Can't get on top of the Dusa, who's really going to be your biggest issue. Doesn't even matter with all the armor you have. Nothing you can do about it, as Reinhold's just going to pop the Mars ult to guarantee this tier 3 tower. Lapse Pacifist trying to do all he can. Does have a tombstone very soon. Will pop it down. There is a Hex on top of the Lifestealer. Can just run away from this for now. Hungry Phoenix using a BKB, as well as Pizza Jr. jumping in on top. Ember slowing everybody down. This is just disgusting. Chasing 5 heroes away, basically. As we still don't have Alina for another 30 seconds to be 4 heroes away. Sorry, E-Rock does get the BKB picked up. The nice Ice Path, though, to slow down Hungry Phoenix on the Doom. Ember popping the Satanic all the way back to full out. They know they need to kill this Dusa, but they can't just get the job done. And slowing down Lapse Pacifist and E-Rock. A double kill for Ember. And I think they're going to try and search for more. The spear back on the Pingu not going to come. As the GG already called. Pingu maybe could try and get a kill in return, but I don't think it's going to happen. Not before the Ancient drops. 586 CS on the Dusa. I'm surprised, or curious to see what this GPM is going to be too. Because it wasn't exactly a bad Dusa game. It doesn't really feel like Maven was ever really able to slow the hero down. 9, 3, and 10. A couple of times they kill him off, but just a couple of mistakes is essentially what it leads down to. If you're the Dusa, yeah, 755 GPM for Ember. Really, yeah, they just hit their timings, honestly. They made sure, I think it's kind of on Maven as well for, I don't want to say letting that game go long, because it really didn't feel like there was ever an opportunity they had to finish. I think it's kind of down to a couple of item choices on E-Rock. Like, AC probably isn't the right call. I think you need Abyssal before that. And then he goes AC BKB, I think. Oh, I gotta look at the post lobby. They're just able to control the Lifestealer basically the entire game. And I know Abyssal doesn't really fix that, but it at least gives you an answer to, you know, Void Spirit blinking on top of you. You're not just standing there twiddling your thumbs. You can at least turn around and just pop an Abyssal. Hope your Doom's going to be there. Did get quite an early Lincoln Sphere, though, on Pizza Jr. There's a way to pop it on Lifestealer, but it's not the best. So I will just look. I don't think these servers are, like, ever used. I'm not sure, like, what's making these. Nice. Yeah, for some reason I'm not seeing these lobbies. This is a BO2, so no matter what, after this game series is over, I think Maven just needs to rethink. It wasn't a bad game for them. They do a really good job playing around E-Rock, giving him space early. I think their draft was totally fine. But it just got late game, and a team fight oriented draft is going to win in that situation, in most of those situations. not too many answers for the Phoenix Egg in the extreme late game. They were able to kill it early on, but it just felt like they were never able to break the high ground into Adusa. No real options for it, and that's where I think the Abyssal needs to come in from Lifestealer. You just need to Abyssal the Dusa and run right at him and never stop. Oh, is it snowing tonight? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Or maybe it's snowing tomorrow. Yeah, it's gonna snow tomorrow. Ooh. Right in time for November 1st. Looks like Snipers actually started casting that other match. Box and Friends versus Friends. Oh my god. Another Division 3 match, so if you're interested in that, Snipers over there, casting that. But yeah, we're kind of just chilling in between games right now. How do I do this? What the fuck? Oh god dang it. I forget to... Oh, god dang it. Why, god. Hold on, I'm having to remember how, like, this other Discord I'm in works in terms of casting. I could have sworn that was getting updated. Anyway. Could throw on some music. We need a relaxing music, I think. If they do the coin toss again, I swear to God, nobody does this manually. I should ask Judge whether he minds me calling him Reinhardt. Also, my voice is cracking a ton because I haven't been like casting as much, and whenever I like start up casting again, my voice just gets decimated, devastated. So yeah, that's kind of just what I'm dealing with right now. Also, for some reason, Vizio TVs don't support 4K on certain HDMI ports, which I'm very angry about, which is a random thought, but I remembered that I was angry because of that, and it made me angry again. But either way, we are back into it. Curious to see how they want to change this up. That's so maybe. But again, felt like the draft is fine. You just gotta play around with your timings a little bit. I'm not a big fan of the Mars first pick, honestly. I mean, I guess the entire time, like, I've played competitive leagues and been an offlaner, I prefer picking an offlaner later on in the draft. Just to, like, if I can secure my offlane and hurt the other carries game immensely, like, right from the get-go, I'm going to do that. Like, that feels like that's always worth it if you're trading off just making your lane a little bit less strong, your safe lane. I think, like, first picking the Mars kind of gives away too much. You really want to first pick something like Wind Ranger, or Lich isn't bad. Mostly stuff that you can flex, but also just really good supports at the time. So, like, Lich going to get banned by Maven. It's because they don't want to deal with BBQers first picking it, since they do have to go against that. Might be a Snapfire here too. But Pingu's been practicing it. I think we might see the Ogre coming out from that, so Maven for Pingu to play. Okay, so they banned the Phoenix side of the Phoenix-Mars combo as well. Oh, God tier. God tier casting call right there. Usually I don't get those. Usually I don't get those, but this time I did. That's very surprising.
5 seconds remaining.
It's been a while since I've gotten a prediction correct. So Wind Ranger picked up first. Why is this hero incredibly popular first? I think it's because you can flex it mid, you can flex it off lane, and you can flex it in either of the support roles. And yeah, 2 for 2. Let's go, Jakiro. No. Counter pick. That's a block pick for sure. That's a block pick. That is guaranteed block pick. They're like, oh, we cannot give them Ogre Sven. Please do not give them Ogre Sven. And they're like, yep, you're right. Let's not give them Ogre Sven. But now you know they're safe laner. Again, that's a Maven can take advantage of it here. Like, they still have the Undying up too, but that is 2 melee supports then. They could go for the Jakiro themselves. Disruptor isn't bad into Sven either. Does go BKB at points, but I still think you can make it work, especially once Disruptor. Basically, Disruptor is good at level 6 or like level 8, I think it is, because you want to get level 4 send back. And then the next biggest power spike for Disruptor is eggs, but you can take advantage of your level 8 and like Sven not having a BKB for like 2 minutes or however long, because Sven usually goes that item pretty early.
5 seconds remaining.
And Juggernaut into Sven Wind Ranger. I think this wouldn't have been a bad Spectre game for that so Maven. So it's still a little hard to play into the Sven, but Juggernaut's also just like, I don't give a fuck about Sven kind of hero. You do have to be like, oh, well, if he's just going to stun away with the Agnums, like, he doesn't care about the Juggernaut. You're picking this hero to 1v1 a Sven, I think, and Juggernaut does win that. But if he's just able to pick up eggs and be invincible in that time, it's like, okay. Not too much I can do about that. Basically just get an Abyssal. Maven does have a earlier power spike though, I think.
10 seconds remaining.
Depends on if Sven can get eggs. But I like the early power spike from Maven. Ogre Juggernaut is an incredibly like early bolstering lineup. You're able to Bloodlust the Juggernaut during the ultimate and just go ham.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Am I not following up in Zeus? Yes, I am. Who else is streaming right now? Is there anybody casting right now? I'm not following Sniper. Oh my god.
Radiant team banned.
Alright, I'm just gonna pull in Kingfin Fisher as a cowcaster in the middle of the game.
Yo.
Oh yeah, the game started, but I can just stream it to you in Discord, so
Oh shit. Awesome.
you don't have a delay.
Great. Thanks for
Hold on.
having me.
Yeah, dude. Hold on, I need to turn you down slightly.
Oh, this is Pizza Junior team.
Yes.
We scrimmed against them. Not gonna say anything, but
I think
pretty scary team.
I can't remember if we scrimmed against them or not. It's like we played both of our games last week, and it feels like it's already been. No, it was Thursday, Friday.
Yeah.
Wait, shit.
Dire team
No, it was last week. It was last week. It's been a while.
We got stomped in our last series, and now we're like going through like a weird role crisis where we're like switching stuff around.
I mean,
We'll
that's
see
the
how
way
it
to do
goes.
it, though. If you don't feel comfortable, especially after a loss, is the best time to swap things. I think. Obviously,
Right.
what you were doing wasn't working, right?
Okay.
Not
let's hop
as
into
like
this
flame
game.
or anything, but
No, of course, of course. It was interesting though. All right, let's see. We got a Void first ban, Void Bane, so they can secure their Sven.
yeah,
It looks like.
they did that. I think Void's just an incredibly good pick this patch too. They don't want to give them that when they're gonna pick Sven Windranger. So Sven was kind of
Yeah.
a block pick because the Ogre was the first pick for That's So Maven, and they're like, oh, we just don't want to play into Ogre Sven. So
10 seconds remaining.
Kind of interesting though, because I feel like if you're gonna do, because there's like 3 meta carries, right? And just banning one of them in the first phase kind of is like a huge.
I think Juggernaut's sort of
Totally.
in the meta, not as much, but it's still fine. Like Juggernaut paired with Ogre, I think beats Sven in a 1v1 until Sven gets Eggs. So it's like a really good early power spike for That So Maven.
And does Maven team have like a Bane spammer? Because I don't see a reason for that hero getting banned. Unless it's like hard counter to Sven, but I don't think that's the case.
It's
Like,
not a hard counter, but I'm pretty sure you can dodge the Stormbolt like entirely if you're good enough.
oh, with with the Nightmare, that's like I don't know.
Yeah. It's,
who's gonna
dude,
be
there's
playing
like
the Bane,
3
like a
ways to
3K
get rid of the
support?
Stormbolt. It's like Blink. Wait, it's literally just Blink BKB and Bane Nightmare.
Lotus.
Lotus Orb doesn't really do it though. Like it stuns both of you for like 2 seconds, and then Sven just hits you with Echo Saber, and he's still right on top of you.
Doesn't it disjoint for the person who has the Lotus?
No,
Because they become a Stormbolt.
they still get stunned. Like it
Oh.
basically just, since it's you do get a Stormbolt, but it's just like a simultaneous stun if Sven has eggs. So like he's still gonna be right on top of you. It's more about the maneuverability in that aspect.
Got it.
I guess OD is technically dodgeable as well. Puck is the hero that's actually good. This was just really quick picks here. I think Tidehunter is decent into Silencer, but still makes her fights a lot easier. I'm not a big fan of the axe, but it is something that can cancel spin TP.
I don't like Silencer here at all. Am I crazy?
Dire team banned.
It's not great. I'm not really understanding what it adds to the lineup, I guess, or like why they felt they needed to pick this. Because like it doesn't really stop anything. Sure, you're going to get rid of Ravage, but Tidehunter just purges that off most of the time.
5 seconds
It's
I
not
think
gonna
my
come
main
out right.
issue with the Silencer right now is that he neither does he like really dominate any lanes, nor does he like really rotate. I feel like he's been best
banned.
in a core role, but that's not what they're going for here. Like I don't know, like a while back they changed it so his glaives did like less damage and his E
I
scales
mean,
or
it
something,
could be
right?
a mid silencer. They do not have last pick, so it could just be they're picking their mid hero right now. But like then their support is last pick, which is eh. It could be up
Yeah.
to later if they see. Well, no, since they don't have last pick, this is just incredibly like you either throw it mid or you don't. But I guess they want to see what comes out from Maven.
Guillotine ban.
Maybe they don't even know where they're putting it yet. I think that's what's happening.
I could see it being a pretty good core, to be honest. If they decide to run
I
it
think you
core,
have to put
like,
it mid then, though, right? You don't want to put Sven anywhere else.
you could put it offlane maybe, and then do a support axe. But then I don't know if they do that.
I don't think that's a thing. Mid axe potentially. That's not terrible. It's not great. It's like mid tier, C tier. Zeus ban just to be annoying too. So they do think they still need a mid laner. Maven banning out DP and Zeus, and then DK seems a little strange. Banned out by BBQ. I think Necro is incredibly good into Wind Ranger Sven. Just a lot of magic damage, unavoidable. It's really hard to kill Necro as well.
Well, I sort of understand the idea that they have with this DK ban. It's they kind of just want someone to sit in front and not show the Tidehunter blink, right? And or like the Winter Wyvern, just someone who can give vision on the rest of the Radiant heroes so that the other two can counter initiate. It seems like an okay idea. Maybe they also just don't want to get run over with all the towers being down, so Sven has places to farm. But an axe doesn't particularly do well against a hero either. Wind Ranger is pretty good though, only in a core position. So this Wind Ranger's they're probably showing that this Wind is a support with that ban.
You could maybe get away with picking like a Quap here if you're less, so Maven don't have too much lockdown for it. Getting the natural blink is nice.
That's a pretty good pick. I like the damage into Winter Wyvern, and it's fairly hard to hit Ravages on a Storm Spirit.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the only like guaranteed lockdown they have for it is that's long range anyways, Wind Ranger ult, and then you can set it for like an Ogre stun.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, but blowing a Winter Wyvern ult on the solo storms just doesn't feel that good.
Yeah, I mean, if you get the kill, I guess you're happy. Because it really feels like unless Storm messes up, they really don't have that many other options. If he just like accidentally gets caught out by Ogre, I don't know if you're gonna smoke gank a Storm in this game.
Yeah, seems really hard unless they like. Okay, all right, that's a start. This is a mid Tidehunter.
Yeah, so Peach and Junior, yeah, Poopsie Days is playing the silencer, so it is a support. Mid Tidehunter has been, yes, it is mid. Maven played Lena last game. Mid lane. Mid Tidehunter has been somewhat pro scene only, I think. Basically only relevant to the pro scene. I saw Zai play it in the safe lane today, but they just kind of threw him there. Pro games are way more like watching a bunch of like RD2L, MD2L, League of Legends. Like the lanes are basically 2-1-2 every single game guaranteed, and then I go watch like a secret game and it's just like, what the fuck is going on? It's really interesting, like the disparity between the two.
Yeah, I guess every team down here just has their own way of playing.
Yeah,
like,
and I just think
really
pros understand how to take advantage of the lanes the most. Which is obvious, they're that good at the game.
Actually, if I were Dire, I'd probably want to put the Slaughter mid this game and let the Tidehunter go offlane, because I feel like Tidehunter is better at contesting the pools, right? And against the Sven, it's like hard for the Sven to go on you after stun, whereas Slaughter, I also think, has more kill potential on a Storm mid. Like it's harder for Storm to just walk up to the creep wave because you just get double stun, but I don't know.
Tidehunter's mono is so ugly compared to Wind Ranger. Holy shit. You can count the polygons on his mono.
Yeah, morphling anyone?
It's someday. Maybe it'll be an immortal, and you have to pay for the remodeling.
Is this a thing now? People just start double ring and regen on safe laners even? I thought it was only off laners, but it looks like this Fen is...
No. Badger does it a ton in our games. I think it's just a fad, honestly. Or it's like just the thing people do. Like kind of rushing Ring of Tarask for offlaners in the past is like yesterday's Ring of Regen rush, which is nowadays.
Do you think it's good on his Fen?
It's fine. I don't really agree with buying tangos alongside of it. I think you can get away with like picking up mangoes or something if you just want to like be more kill heavy. Because he has 5.2 health regen right now. You pick up like 2 mangoes on top of that. You probably don't put that on core. But it still can help you out slightly. Top lane, they are going to try and circle around. Pingu's way on the backside here. You're going to pop a spin a bit late. They might go underneath the tier 1 to try and pick this kill up. As Reinhold has a teammate blocking for him. Ultra Plus does a really nice job there. And I don't... Yeah, this is just tick damage from Storm, really, as they might be able to run down Lap's Pacifist, actually. A slow coming out from Pingu is going to stop that advancement. Lap's just going to get a little bit low. That'll be the end of that.
But the issue now is this lane is going to be really hard for Nax. Started with the battle hunger, now he can't really trade against the Jug because he's low health. He's
already... I mean, he's got the Ring of Regen too, but basically down to 1 tango. Probably just pop it on a tree. He's getting really low on regen. Gonna have to rely on Ultra Plus a little bit for that.
Yeah, maybe if you had 2 Ring of Regens, he would have stood a chance, but with only 1...
Yeah, and it's really easy for them to go on this axe too. Like, you basically just pop Arctic Burn from Lap's Pacifist and run at him with Spin. It's really easy to stay on top of him that way. Little supplies they're not going for right now. Especially with how aggressive Reinhold is playing. Oh, that's right, I'm streaming, so you have to... I have to, like, make sure that I'm clicking on every hero so you can stay up to date on what's happening.
It's all good, man.
I always forget that.
Tide Hunter mid is getting... I don't know. I feel like Storm just deals with it extremely well. You do damage through the passive. You don't stand close enough to get hit by the...
The attack animation... You basically need Anchor Smash up to get CS. Like...
Yeah.
Sure, you have more damage, but it's just the animation's so slow that Storm's gonna have, like, just a quick trigger.
I think both heroes are also just fine with trading farm.
Oh, yeah.
Just go into the jungle.
I mean, both of them, yeah, you're right. They can both just go into the jungle incredibly easy. Tidehunter probably spends a little bit more time there than a Storm does. You can't really, like, gank with a Tidehunter until you get level 6. And maybe you can make something happen with a Ravage, but no real kill potential in the mid lane, I think. It's really just Storm onto Tide, most likely.
Pingu did a really good job putting down that Observer Ward without them seeing. I don't know if it's blocking the camp. It looks like it is. Yeah, yes. That's definitely... It's not Silence is wasting a lot of time.
They haven't buried out a sentry yet either. Yeah, they're eventually going to go on Ember, but he just pops an armor buff and... I mean, it's a lot of damage. If they get another bash, maybe they can continue to chase, but... Look at that 5.5 regen. Go to work right there. Ooh. He's basically full health already.
He's 1 tango.
Yeah, the 1 tango and he's got salve regen, so it's fine. I guess I was wrong with the tangos. It's fine. And yeah, I mean, like I said, kill potential was mid. Storm on the Tidehunter. That's probably why I should have continued to watch it, but whatever.
Remember when Salves used to heal so much faster?
Did they?
Yeah, I think the healing speed got nerfed, just so people wouldn't
remember
use
that
it to tank towers.
Maybe I remember that happening. Oh god, it's been a while. All the Dota patches are starting to like merge into one. In my head, anyway. The only one that's distinct in my head anymore is 6.86.
Oh,
just because I played way too many games in that patch.
Timbersol Void, A Lamal, SD Luna.
That was Ho Ho Ha Ha, wasn't it?
Oh, is that? Oh, was I thinking 6.87 then?
Maybe. Around that time. They might just be able to run down Poopsie Daisies, by the way. Especially diving underneath the tower. There's no mana up on Ember, so just no answer.
Yeah, you're right about the mangoes. It does the same thing as a ring of regen.
Yeah, but it's either the mangoes or the tangos. So it's just like, if you're going to have health, you're not going to have mana. Might need to ferry out something at the very least.
Gets a full wand on the courier.
Yeah,
That's
spice that up. I mean, I think he'll be fine. He's not really getting contested in terms of farm. Like, they've ran at him a couple of times. But, you know, both times weren't successful. And he's still up to 20 CS right now. And Storm is just dominating mid at this point.
And so while I do think this lane matchup is, of course, Storm favorite, as we've been seeing here, I do worry for him a little bit because it seems like Storm and Sven both kind of... I mean, I don't know what the Storm build is these days, but to me, he seems a little bit more greedy.
I think he just... Does he kill here?
No,
especially with an arcane rune, he might continue to dive. No, he's tanked a little bit too much. Tower focusing him. It's just slightly out of range for Pizza Jr. I thought the arcane rune might have been able to give it to him, but...
He's just a little bit scared of getting too close, right?
Yeah.
You want to get close to lay down the remnant, but then Tide
5-minute runes. It's 1-1 right now. They might just be able to run bottoms. Ember's taking a bit of damage from before. The bash coming out, the slow coming out from Pingu. The stun is up finally as we do lose Tidehunter mid now. While I was looking at bottom lane. And yeah, Pizza Jr.'s level 7. This is a great start to a Storm game. This is kind of scary for Maven. Because again, they don't have the greatest lockdown for him.
I think Slaughter does a good enough job in the mid game.
You're probably right. Again, I think it's all about the vision. If you can get on top of him, and when the blink is going to come from Slardar. Because if he doesn't have a blink, I don't think it's ever happening. But if he can get a blink picked up, then, you know, the smoke ganks can be successful.
That's true.
Either that or you just get lucky.
I guess one saving grace for them is that the silencer can just global anytime they go on and make it harder to kill its one spirit.
Bottom lane, they throw out a stun from the Sven as well as Pizza Jr. pulling him back in. The Hungry Phoenix looking for a stun, but it gets dodged by Pizza Jr. Hungry Phoenix drops for free as Ember gets the last hit. This is game 2, by the way. BBQ 1, game 1.
Oh, okay. So 1-0 right now for...
Yes. That's enough. Just probably put that up, but whatever. Ravage is up now on Maven. But does he gank top? It feels like that's the only option, really, if they want to try and find a kill. Because, like, both of these heroes are kind of squishy to Tidehunter, especially with an armor debuff. And I'm actually kind of surprised at how well Axe was able to do in this lane. Despite being into... It felt like kind of a disadvantage with the Arctic Burn spin combo.
I think at one point Winter Wyvern had to go mid to hold out the wave, so that's probably how the Axe came back, maybe? Or did it happen before that? I couldn't tell.
I mean, he's been sitting at 30... He's basically been tied with the Juggernaut, I feel like, for most of the game. Except maybe, like, the first minute. We lose Sven again, actually. They're just going to run up Poopsie Daisies as well. A double kill in the bot lane for a Hungry Phoenix. And with the double stuns, they're just running at these. 4-3. And that's about the best lane for That's So Maven, I think. Top lane's just a draw. Bottom lane's a complete win. And mid lane's probably a loss at this point. 2 deaths up on Maven, I think, guarantees that.
Looks like Tidehunter's going into an early Vlad's.
Do you think it... I feel like he could at least pick up a hood or something. He needs to get this regen rune. Not gonna happen. I don't think there was any way.
That's a kill rune on Storm. They better be careful now.
Yeah.
He better be pinging out this.
This could be potentially another rotation bottom too if he wants it. Hungry Phoenix is going to try and run down Ember. Does throw a stun back into them. Will be enough to push them away. Pingu doesn't have any mana either, so really no answer there. Peachy Jr. still has this regen, of course, when he wants to use it. Top lane, that's a dunk on the Lapse Pacifist. The complete opposite way of what I thought this lane would be going. We have Juggernaut in the jungle right now, just ditching the lane, and I think that means tier 1 pretty much gone. It's hard to TP back into this if you're Wyvern. With this courier position here, though, we might be looking to do that.
Maybe this Wind Ranger and Winter Wyvern pairing was very Wind Ranger favored, is what I'm guessing happened up here, because
I think this is guaranteed. I don't know if Wyvern gets any help from teammates either. At least you're able to kill off the creeps and make it a bit harder, but it's only delaying the inevitable, it feels like.
He's gonna try and deny.
It's a couple more hits. We'll find Reinhold in the jungle. There's an Omni Slash up, but isn't enough. He's gonna give himself armor. Going for the TP. I think he still ticks down though. It is incredibly close, but E-Rock just enough at the very end. And bottom lane too, they just want to run at the silencer. There's a Storm TP at the same exact time. The silence being used, stopping the push for now, but they will still find the kill onto the silencer. The right click's enough, and now Pizza Jr. just has his pick of 2 kills. Pingu, no way that TP is completing.
I think this Orchid is coming out such a fast time. I don't know if Dire's going to be able to deal with this. Like, even Juggernaut.
Oh, and look at that net
really
worth,
fast.
dude. Like, this is a really good Storm game.
He's going to be able to make so much space for his friend, too.
That was incredibly close. I hate those plays as Wyvern where, like, you're trying to catch somebody that's just on the outside, and, like, since I have quick cast on, it's impossible to tell. You'd never know.
And now I transition straight into an ancient stack.
Yep.
That is pretty
No
efficient.
real way to contest this either. Good rotation top for Ember. I think he's just seeing, hey, we have an ancient stack here. Also, like, go farm a little bit. It's gonna be very soon. It's actually so nice the amount of mana regen the Oblivion staffs give you, just as the building up into the Orchid.
Does Mav have Vlads yet?
No.
Oh, he's not building it at all. Got it.
I think this is just a passive Morbid Mask.
It helps him not die against Storm if there's creeps, right?
Yeah, but I feel like his problem is mana through the early game.
That's what the Soul Ring is for,
that's
apparently.
what the Soul Ring's for. Dude, he just goes like, okay, Soul Ring takes away my HP, so I'm gonna buy Morbid Mask just to immediately get rid of the HP that I lost. Like, that's big brain.
Slaughter
Right
is
there.
playing
I think this is a
extremely
very
aggressive.
dead Slaughter though. Pizza Jr. just going straight into him. Dunk, I think got canceled there.
They should
Maybe
not be
looking
playing
for
this
an
far into the lane without a ward. They have a ward
Storm
near.
is out of mana though. Like, I think they can continue to fight over here, especially with Storm not really able to counter initiate. His Poopsie Daisies walking uphill into 3 heroes. Brand new ward he was able to place though. And I think they spotted as well. Yes, they do.
Kind of a
And they
useless
will
kill, though.
find a regen. Yeah, it doesn't accomplish anything, but it does get rid of the vision. I think that's like the bigger part of that. Kind of tells them that we can play in this area now, especially when Storm's out of mana. They need to take this regen, I think, very soon. I'm a little afraid of Storm just walking over. Okay, finally Lapse Pacifist gets it. Pichu Jr. does TP in mid. Might be able to go on to Pingu, but he's already walked a little bit too far away. And another stack, by the way, for Ember. Yeah, and it's just Sven and Storm completely on top of net worth. Our 500 gold gap right there. Is this almost Blink, though? No.
He has a Midas. Huh.
I dig it, but do you really want this game? Like, it basically just delays their power spike, I feel like. Reinhold is just going to get ulted up by the Omni Slash. The silence coming out a bit late, even. They will be able to bring down Lapse Pacifist as it saves them from getting the ult off. Stun back into the Juggernaut. Needs to get a spin away, but the right clicks. Is this going to be enough? Ember doesn't have an ult up. He's getting an armor debuff back on in the Sven. Stun coming in from Hungry Phoenix. They run back at the Sven into the Ravage. They get the damage. They get the Sven kill. Not going to find Pizza Jr. because he can just get all the way away. with that ultimate, and I think that will be it because Ultra Plus really doesn't have anything too much left to add.
That's the first Ravage of the game.
Get out.
He gets a very important kill, and hopefully... No, he does not secure the tower.
Oh, and yeah, they're going to continue to try and run with this Ogre. Maybe look for a call. The slow is going to be coming out from the silencer. Maven might need to try and save his teammate right here. Slow comes out. Reinhold probably not getting this off anymore. In fact, with the Lapse Pacifist TPing down, he's got the Arctic burn up. There's not a win run left on Ultra Plus, but it looks like they aren't focusing him anyway. Still no blink on Hungry Phoenix. Did finish up the treads, but I mean, yeah, I guess I don't know about... I don't really like the Midas this game. It's kind of just delaying your power spike. That was really crucial, getting that blink early. I just completely missed a huge kill as well. 14 minutes into this game, still no Battle Fury, and Pizza Jr. is just getting solo kills under the Juggernaut. Look, he's already got Orchid doing just fine.
That's a very interesting dynamic between the Storm and the Tide matchup, is that they're both good at pushing out the wave, and they're both kind of hard to kill in the mid lane, but one of them is just... The Storm is just... it's a lot easier for him to make rotations across the map.
Yeah, and I feel like it's easier, I think. Ooh, the nice shackle shot coming out from Ultra Plus just saved Poopsie Daisies right there. And I don't think they want to fight this anymore. The get back call is coming out from Maven. But anyway, I was going to say, like, I think the Tidehunter is a little bit easier to kill than Pizza Jr. because it just feels like you have to keep the Storm constantly locked down. And look at how easy it is for him to find kills, too. It's just, I don't know, this Tidehunter pick feels like they wanted to throw it off lane, but then at the last minute, we're like, oh, wait. Like, we want maybe something that does a little bit more initiation for our mid laner / off laner, so let's pick up a Slardar.
And then he's playing it like a hard carry.
Yeah. It's a little confusing. But I mean, I respect the hustle from the core Tide, because he is going Deso now. And like, once you get a data list built up on Tidehunter, it's just hilarious to watch the crits come through with Anchor Smash. Have to be careful how they initiate this. Ultra Plus kind of alone right now. You still don't have a blink on the axe yet either. It's coming up after this Blade Mail most likely. Ultra Plus, another power shot. Pizza Jr. is actually TP'd in, has the silence as well, but who does he initiate on? That is the target right there. No lockdown really for the Storm anymore. Now they're just gonna run at the Slardar mid lane. The silence coming out, but it's not really doing too much. The Ravage, it's catching 3-4 actually. But there's no follow-up. It's just so they can back off. And Ember might even continue to chase. Peachy Jr. back onto the high ground. He gets the pull onto the Tidehunter. Purges off one. But the call is there into the dunk. There's an Omni Slash coming out. But there's so many targets. Barely any damage. Actually makes it all the way through. Is Pengu with the right clicks. The shackle shot not quite connecting. Is it enough to tick him down? The silencer. Yes, it is. Power shot would have guaranteed it anyways.
This is looking extremely hard for Dire now at this point.
Yeah, I think it's just Ravage's. What do you follow it up with, really? It's up to the Tidehunter to build his own damage, and it's just a while before that's going to come.
Could you click on Sven for me? I want to see how much armor his E gives the team. So 15. That's quite a lot. I don't know if this
15 bonus armor plus the speed too. 20% speed boost is like nothing to scoff at. I think that's basically drums.
To be honest, I think the Dire team is aiming for like an ultra late timing. Just given the way, like I was questioning this Midas from the Slaughter, but given the way that, and now that I'm thinking about it, it's like the Tide is going to have a lot of minus armor.
This
the
is
Slaughter
dead too.
have minus armor.
Yeah, Ogre dead for sure. Maven can't really do too much. At least he won't die, I guess.
Like I could definitely see this Dire team taking late, and like if the Storm is not careful about the way he uses BKB or the way that he gets caught out by like a single stun, he could just get instant kill from 100 to 0.
This is just more too. Hungry Phoenix gonna die. The call is there from the TP. This is just one after the other. Death after death, and it's all like into a storm too. If he had Bloodstone at this point, he's actually going BKB, which is not something you see this early normally on Storm Spirit, and I kind of feel like it's not that. Yeah, he does swap it out.
For Lincoln's.
Lincoln's is probably the better call here. Because Wyvern's going to pierce BKB no matter what.
Yeah, but then she just Lincoln's and like an ally, right, of Storm, and then Storm gets caught in it anyway.
Sure. Oh, that's a good point. That still seems like kind of a stretch, though. Ideally, I would think you want to use it on the Storm. And it's like, either way, Storm's just been going on Lapse Pacifists, like, at the start of the fight, no matter what. I don't know. Do you think Juggernaut loses to Sven late game, or is that like, is this favored for Maven if they're? It feels like that's their only win opportunity is if they take it ultra late.
I do think that it is ultra late favored for Dire, just because Slaughter has a Midas, like he's not gonna fall off that hard, even if he is feeding away all these kills. Like the experience and the gold just gives him a lot more.
Oh my God.
He dies again as I say this, but.
Dude,
the hero
this is
itself doesn't
rough.
farm really fast.
Like, this is Slardar with a Midas that's dying 8 times. Like, look how far he still has for this Blink Dagger. We're up to 20 minutes.
Hey man, he could be lower net worth than Wind Ranger. It's not gotten that bad.
Axe has his Blink now too. He's a full item behind Axe right now. And I don't think this is a kill unless Storm gets here. It's a little bit hard to get. Shackle Shot does connect onto a creep. A very nice play there from Ultra Plus.
Ooh.
Yeah, if they had Storm, that's guaranteed. But I'm not quite sure. He was just running mid, I guess.
Axe missed the Calling Blade. If Dire's going to take a fight, this should be when. They have all their ultis.
I still think you have to worry about this Blink from Axe, though. Like, you're probably still at a disadvantage. They will try and run it top lane Ember. Hungry Phoenix looking for the stun. There's a Shackle Shot as well as a silence. They really want to make sure Ember is able to get out of there. I don't know, is the biggest kill for Maven right now just the Storm? 12-0-4. I think this is just dead Pingu. Not too much you can do about it.
Inconceivable. Blew the man down.
He switched his item yet again. Now he's building a Shiva's.
What? Oh, he
The
did.
Storm.
This is really weird. He actually has it already, too. Dude, Big Brain, he got the Grove Bow, and he's just like, I need a little bit of Magic Burst. This is going to be legit.
Just the extra bit of damage to go through the Tide Hunter, maybe.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of the Lincolns. I do think this item is probably better. It gives you armor to go against the anti-armor team.
Yep.
Plus Sven.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, basically, it looks like BBQ is taking over the top lane jungle at this point. 21-8. 7k gold lead 20 minutes in this game. I didn't actually see what the bounties were, but it looks like we mostly split. Or is that 3-1 actually? Yeah, it is 3-1. That's something.
Radiant.
Oh yeah, 3-1 Radiant. Never mind. I'm opposite. Maven's still losing in that aspect as well, unfortunately for them. And I'm kind of surprised at how laid back BBQ is playing right now. Is the only thing. I guess they can't feel like they can do Roche, but maybe take down some of these outer towers would be the call. They're just waiting a little bit. If you're gonna try and play like the just sit and farm game, I feel like Maven's actually pretty happy with that, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think maybe Radiant's just a little bit scared of going into the mid T1 because they don't really have the greatest tower hitters, and also Dire was just throwing bodies and throwing Slaughter bodies specifically
Yeah,
towards their
for
mid tower.
a little bit there.
Yeah. And now he has the Blink Daggers, finally.
Finally.
RTZ.
The minus is starting to pay off.
HungryPhoenix.eg. Are you a fan of EG?
I'm not as big as fan of their current lineup. I kind of like the Sumail RTZ Fear, like PPD lineup. I think that was the most fun EG to watch, like a la TI5. Universe was really fun on that team too, but again, I'm sounding like an old person at this point.
RIP Universe.
He's basically gone.
Not
He'll
sure
come
what's
back
going
someday.
on.
There's so many, like, especially with most of the regions being like on the emphasis now, since we don't really have international Dota tournaments anymore. There's a lot more chances to get on like a smaller team. Blink away from Axe does save him there. I thought we were going to see an Omni Slash.
Dire smoked up behind, looking to take down the mid T1.
But all of BBQ is here as well. We do get a call into the Juggernaut, so he has to hit the tower. The deny comes out at the same time. Backside Storm blinks in, trying to bring down the Juggernaut, which he does. The Ravage comes out so late because of the silence. He doesn't even want to get it off. Storm is just running down the rest of the heroes. Eventually, we get a Ravage, but there's just no damage. Is getting a decent amount into Ember, but it's still not going to lead to a kill. It's a triple kill for Ember, who almost dies to the Tidehunter, but a beautiful silence from Pupsy Daisies.
So apparently this silencer actually provides insane value somehow as a position 5.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's just a walking R button, essentially, is all silencer is. But I mean, you see how good it is right there. It just delays the Ravage. Nobody hits the Tidehunter to accidentally like purge it off. They just wait until they can initiate on the other heroes to bring them down. Pizza Jr. has free reign 14-0-7, who just walked away from an Aegis for some reason. There he picks it up.
I think probably the biggest problem for Dire that fight was they were going into a mid T1 with no vision on any of the enemy heroes whatsoever. Like none of them were showing on the
I
map.
think Reinhold is just dead right now.
He's got creeps with him though. Yeah.
Simultaneous blink.
What a god.
I think he gets out too. He doesn't have a TP. It's gonna take a little bit, but he is sending his courier down. I mean, either way, that's kind of a win for Maven, because Axe is stuck down here in the trees without a TP. This might just be a free tier 2.
He could have just Quelling bladed his way out and started cutting the wave, I guess.
He could just walk back at them right now.
They're looking for the
He
courier
still has
kill?
a timing on the TP. Okay, now he can blink away. Tidehunter is forward. They don't have the Ravage quite yet. Ember just running ahead. In comes the eggs into the shackle shot. That is just a dead slaughter. Stun saving him for now. Can he get away from this? No, the Force Staff comes out. Taunted up is E-Rock. At least on the backside, Brian Holt is trying to do something to at least guarantee some more heroes, but it's all up to Ember. Does eventually get an Omni Slash off. Maybe you can bring down Reinhold if it focuses down the X, but it's not going to happen. Eventually the kill happens. Reinhold stuck around a bit too long, I think. He probably shouldn't have died there, but either way, story of that fight is just Ember going off, a triple kill. Biggest
issue. The biggest issue right now is that this Winter Wyvern's not in the correct positions. Like, she keeps on dying in the beginning of every fight, and I have not seen actually like a single curse go off since like at least 15 minutes.
Yeah, I think it was just that early one that kind of just like tried to save himself, but really wasn't too successful. I don't know, it's basically, I don't know even know if Blink is the right choice. I think you basically have to go for the Glimmer Cape if you're playing Winter Wyvern in this game, because otherwise you have no way to save yourself. You have to stand like essentially a lane away from the fight to not die at the very beginning. Yeah, I'm just not sure. They're doing a really good job at keeping the Sven from getting kited too. They have 2 Force Staffs on Ultra Plus and Poopsie Daisy, Silencer, and Wind Ranger.
Do they use it on the Sven?
Yeah, they did that last fight.
I see.
Slaughter was about to like run away. I think it would have been close, but the Force Staff forward like kept Sven on top. This is a very ballsy move from an Axe. He gets the call up onto a couple of creeps as well as Tidehunter. He's ticking down a little bit though, blinking forward as Storm the Ravage comes out, but the silence at the same time. Look at Ember go! Pizza Jr. gets low, but it's not even close to being enough. Ember just wants to keep it happening. This might just be a double kill into a triple kill for him. Yes, it is.
This has got to be so demoralizing, right? They've gotten team wiped in like the last 5 fights. I'm surprised if they don't call GG soon. Like,
they've gotten 1 kill in like the past 5 fights. It was just the Axe, I'm pretty sure.
He's making things happen. Ballsy,
Yeah, I mean, he's doing his job. To a T. Yeah, and this manly Sven. Oh my god. You know, it's gonna be kind of sad to see Sven get nerfed because watching him fly forward on eggs stuns is so hilarious.
How do you think he's gonna get nerfed?
I think you get rid of that 15 dispels talent, probably goes to 20. Is the biggest change. Or they just got rid of it. I think the dispels is just insane. I don't think you get rid of the eggs though. The eggs is like fine.
I was thinking maybe they could like remove the armor component or something from his war cry. Just making a movement.
Yeah, it has been like a very armor favored patch, so we might see like a lot of changes around that. Because it does feel like everything, a lot of your utility items are going to give it to Storm and Sven actually both are like able to add so much armor to their allies in this game. Especially with the early Shivas too. I think they might be able to find Poopsie Daisies. He's surviving for a bit longer. There's a 4-staff forward. A lot of TPs coming out. Gets a silence off so they can follow this one up. E-Rock's sitting right next to where they're TPing in, but Pizza Jr.'s already here. Getting the kill onto Pingu. Is it enough? Yes, it is. Looking for the ult from the Wyvern, but it doesn't catch the Storm. He popped his BKB. It's a triple kill for Pizza Jr. There is an Omni Slash coming out, but it's only a defensive one at the end of the day. E-Rock gets dunked down, or actually not even dunked. It's just a straight up kill from Ember. Immediate GG.
That silencer taking the outpost was critical for the Sven to start TPing in. Or did they already have it? I couldn't tell.
So I think he just took it and then he like delayed for so long because he popped Ghost Scepter, and then they were just like, shit, we don't have any way to kill him, we have to commit to this, and that's when the TP started streaming in.
That was a very one-sided game.
Yeah, compared to game 1 too, which game 1 went to about, I think, 50 minutes with the Dusa pick. Like, BBQ kind of just figured out the series, I think. Who's your MVP of this game?
Who is my MVP? I mean, can you really say that it's not Storm? He just styled all over that game.
Yeah,
I feel
that's
like.
true. 20-0 and 15. He basically just had a free game because of the mid lane matchup too. Like, Tidehunter is not gonna stop you.
Yeah, that was very interesting to say the least.
Pretty fun Storm game to play though. But either way, that's gonna be it. I think there's a couple of other games going on for Masters right now. Math Magician, I think, is casting one, but we'll see. I'd have to go check. Anyway, thank you for joining me, Kingfisher.
Oh, thank you for inviting. It's been a fun time.
Any final shout outs? You cast too, right?
No, I haven't casted for a while. I had a microphone. I don't know. This is just some shit like mic on a headset that I'm using right now. Yeah, it's been a while. I think the last time I casted was like with season 15 of EST Sunday or something with Subject. But I don't know where that man has gone either.
Subject is really into his photo career, I'm pretty sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah. He's like a professional photographer. At least the last time I checked, I haven't talked to him in a while either. But anyway, that'll be it. Thank you.
All right, man.